Oh man, it's beautiful today. Oh, so nice outside, man. So beautiful. Yeah, what's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? It's good to see y'all. What y'all up to? It's a nice day outside today, y'all. Y'all have no idea. It's a little rabbit. Yeah. What's up, y'all? Hope y'all doing okay. Refreshing. Working on the plantation. I get it. I get it. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, man. I decided to sit outside in the grass and relax. It's a nice day. There's no clouds in the sky. The sun is out. And I'm just sitting chilling in the shade right now. It's so nice. It's good to just relax and let go. Sitting on there. Shout out to Big Gloria up here. Big Gloria. There's a bunny rabbit sitting right next to me, man. Decided to just relax and stop worrying about so much stuff. Yeah. It's cool. How are y'all doing though? How's everybody doing? What y'all up to today? It's a little rabbit right here. Just chilling, eating. It's nice, man. Letting go of stuff that don't serve you no more. It's a good idea. Just letting go, man, and being in the present. Had the most amazing astro travels. It was so wonderful. Imagine seeing an area that's full of like a giant mountain in a spiral formation, and the clouds as far as the eye can see. I woke up so at peace, I can't even explain it. You could look out and just see cloud, beautiful. It was so beautiful. That astral travel wherever I went yesterday, that was the most peaceful place I ever seen in my life. Ooh, my soul was so relaxed. It was like, this is tight. It was wonderful. I woke up so refreshed, y'all. Y'all have no idea. That's why I had to get on live. Like, I just got up, and when I got up, it was like type shit. I had to come outside and ground myself for a minute, especially after yesterday. There's a little rabbit over here eating. So I know I hear the birds chirping. I see the animals outside. The sky is so blue. I don't know if y'all can see it. The sky is so blue. There is no cloud. Like none. Got the squirrels up here. Birds chirping. It's like some Snow White type shit. Look at this. It's nice. We get stressed out by so much stuff every day. Sometimes it's good to just sit outside under the best tree in the world. Got the best tree. Shout out to Big Gloria right here. Big tree. I decided to let go of stuff that don't serve me no more and just chill out. So sick of always worrying about shit. What's up, Char? They doing this, they doing that. Turn that shit off. They don't deserve your energy anymore, especially all that shit they've been doing. They don't deserve your shit, for real. It's nice to to ease yourself. All these beings always want you to be in a certain state and frame of mind. Hold on, let me wave at my neighbor, y'all. Where you going? Oh, he just moving his car. Oh, I thought he was leaving. But anyway, yeah, yesterday I was walking close to my neighborhood, and some random dude in a white Chevrolet pickup, he just yelled out the N-word to me. And I was like, I shouldn't have memorized your license plate, because you know I can find you. But then I thought, you know, that's the N-word mode. Let's not go N-word mode. I had to really calm myself down and say enough's enough. Yeah. So I was just walking down near the park, and this dude just drive by, and I thought it was just so random that at this time where I'm specifically walking, there would be a car that would come by and just yell it out. And I was like, there's something to this. There's something to this. Because if I was in the wrong and I started blasting, then I would be in the wrong. So I just never minded and kept walking. Because I was like, you a coward to say it and keep driving. If you had real beef, you would have pulled up. So you felt comfortable because you was moving forward driving. But you sure didn't say it to my face. Because he knew what he would have got that 2 pieces biscuit. That's why I'm just laughing. That's how I know for sure they be trying to test where you at mentally to see where your heart at. I had to make that video yesterday too, because you know I'm cool with people who are cool with me. That's how I see it. But if some beings act that way, then they deserve exactly what's coming to them. They need a Hulk smash to the chest, and I'm gonna let the universe do it. Cause if I do it, they won't have to worry about it. They're gonna be looking like a hollow from Bleach. It's nice, yeah. It took a lot of patience to get to this level, because it's easy to crash out, especially on people these days. And as soon as you crash out, you throw your own internal energy out. But I also realized too, you have to know when to crash out. You know what I'm saying? Don't just crash out for no reason. When you're monitoring your energy and the people around you and the beings around you, it's easy to develop hate. And hate is like a static electrical current, especially with all the stuff that's been done over the centuries. Is easy because your bloodline too feel that hate. But when you use love, it changes up your polarity drastically. But it's not that you can't love them with 2 fists. It's just that if you realize that some of this stuff is just to test where your energy is, it's to test where your heart and your mind is. Because if you go out and just uppercut a dude through a window, then all of a sudden your energy change. You feel relieved at the time, but then you got to worry about the afterwards. And that's how it be too sometimes. You wanna, but I'm not saying don't handle business, if you got to. While we're in this realm, we experience polarity, duality. It's really, if you put out a certain energy, you're gonna get that energy back. Here, outside in the cosmos, energy is what it is. So while you here, you experience duality. You get what I'm saying? So you get to experience both. So sometimes you need to protect yourself with your awareness, and sometimes you just let stuff slide. Like, you know what, fuck that. Go over there with that bullshit. Because if not, you're gonna be a part of the tree system. Because this is really easy to crash out these days. Like, people just be waiting on you. The thing I've noticed though is that it's like people wait on you to crash out because they know how to work through your reaction, but they don't know how to work through your peaceful reaction. That's the thing that tripped me out. People know how to react to chaos easy because they've been doing it for so long. But when you don't give them what they want, it's just like, huh? What do I do? This person's not budging at all. And it's like, it's not that I can't uppercut you. It's just like, what'll happen afterwards? You know what I'm saying? I gotta worry about all this other stuff. But that place I astral traveled to last night, that was the most beautiful place I ever seen in my life. Imagine seeing lush green trees like this around a mountaintop in a spiral formation, clouds as the eye can see. It was so beautiful. I woke up so at peace. I rose so at peace. And I was like, damn, this is wild. It's been such a long time. Y'all don't realize, like, some of y'all have been here a long ass time. And I know people are going in processes. Just go at your own pace, because there's all these different souls are on different missions, and they're expressing their consciousness, how their consciousness was created. Some people are fresh new souls. Some people are old souls coming through. Oh, there's a little bug right here. Oh, it's a baby dragonfly. That's what's up. That's how I know I'm going in the right way. Little tree bug hopped on the phone. That's funny. Come on, Papa. Hold on, let me move you a little bit. Come on. Watch out, little Papa. Come on over here so I can put you back on the ground. Yeah. This piece of love stuff, it's alright. Oh, it hopped on me. I don't know if y'all could see it. That's how you know you're in high vibration. Animals come around you. I had a rabbit over here earlier, birds chirping. Let me put that back in the ground. Oh, it's a baby grasshopper. That's tight. Come on, Papa. It's just you. You seeing yourself reflect in different ways. Whenever you see animals and birds and stuff, it's just you reflected. Well, I'm gonna just let it sit on my chest. So anyway, some of you may have been experiencing animals coming towards you. You may have been noticing like a lot of bugs coming towards you all of a sudden. You may have been noticing like all these different beings you ain't never seen before come around you. So basically, when you reach certain levels of yourself, so it's just you refracted. All this is inside of you, and you seeing all this stuff around you that was already there. So as you raise your vibration, it's like going from 360p to 1080p. Because the stuff has always been around you. It's just now that you're tuned to a higher level, you'll be able to see it now. Because we stay on like a stack of pancakes. I tell people, vibrationally and energetically, we stay on a stack of pancakes. So as you raise yourself up inside yourself, you're able to observe more than just a said state of pancake. People don't know how to react to my calm reactions. It's different. It's different for real. The ladybugs keep finding me. Ladybugs, dragonflies. I've had a lot of baby dragonflies. This is a baby grasshopper. I just saw it. Come on, Papa. I'm trying to put you in the grass. Come on. Hold on. I'm just trying to get this. I wanted to go back to the grass so I could chill. Come on. There we go.
Put you right here in the grass. There you go.
Back where you go, Fro. Yeah. But anyway, just because you're a peace person don't mean you can't protect yourself either. Just don't get that twisted. Peace just don't mean pacifist. I mean, you smart enough to know when to release and let go of stuff and when to not stress. Hold on just a second. The trash man coming by. Give me 1 second. Trash man coming by. It's so funny that the trash man would come by when I start talking to you about peace and relaxation. You see what I'm saying? It's like everything is timed right on time. As y'all can hear, hold on, trash man come by. See, that's what happened when you be on your spiritual journey. All of a sudden, your neighbors start cutting grass, cars start passing by. It's people popping stuff all of a sudden when you really talk about some serious shit. I wouldn't be surprised. All of a sudden the satellite just boom right on the shit. That'd be some shit. I'd be sitting here, you just hear boom, turn behind me and see a fucking satellite on the floor. I've been having baby praying mantises crawl on me. That's a good sign. Had lots of birds, spiders, and dragons. It's butterflies swooping in front of me more recently. Same, I've seen a lot more butterflies too. Like they've been all white. I've seen it looks translucent type butterfly. I was like, oh shit. I ain't never seen that before. What's up, Fennec? Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of baby dragonflies too. So right now I'm grounding my feet too. Yeah, like, you know, the all white ones too. But yeah, for some of y'all who don't know, grounding is what I'm doing right now. So my feet is in the grass. So when you put your feet in the grass 5 to 10 minutes, it clears out static electrical current out of your body. So I'm sitting under my tree and I have my feet right in the grass. The closer you are to a tree, the easier it is to relieve static electrical current. As you are an electrical being, all that excess stress that you have on your body, it turns into static electrical currents all over your body. So when you put your feet in the grass, it's like you complete a circuit. So imagine having a circle at the top of your head and then go all the way down to your feet and then come back up in a circle. So you finish your current. You basically complete the current and you ground yourself. I had a black gold butterfly. I went past my mom's house. It was there. I came home in that, yep. And I saw an all black butterfly for the first time. I'm finally getting away from my mom soon. So some of y'all are getting y'all own signs from your higher self or your spirit guide or your consciousness. And it's letting you know like, hey, this is the right path. Stop stressing over the bullshit. Some of these people that are just disappearing out of your life. Some of these people that are showing their true colors. Is you clearing that static electrical current out of your aura. So around your body, you have what's called a biofield. It's an electric biofield that projects images from your subconscious. So as your authenticity runs out, gratitude for the glow, gratitude. As your authenticity expresses itself in the way it's supposed to, then it allows your reality to reflect on what you're doing. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of people, over time, your routines, your habits, they become embedded in your subconscious, whether you're conscious of it or unconsciously conscious of it. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes just integrating a small change, something minute, can completely change what you see. Like yesterday, I told you I had that beautiful astral prep. I seen it looked like it was so beautiful. And when I rose up today, I felt so at peace. I came outside. The first thing I did was come outside. And I was like, yeah. And then I come outside to no clouds. And I realized, like, so my insides are basically cleansing that electrical current that projects through my aura or a biofield. And now that my biofield is looking at like, hey, chill out, relax, stop worrying about this extra bullshit they doing, you'll reflect that and you keep pushing that out. I am the highest divine version of myself. You know, saying these little things every day, it becomes embedded, and the universe hears that. Like, the universe hears what you say all the time, how you feel about yourself. It's like your whole body is a giant ass microphone and an antenna at the same time. So when you're projecting your authentic self, or the best or the highest divine version of yourself, like, a lot of us feel like we always have flaws, and we do. You know, we do have our flaws in the physical, but our soul was created perfectly in the frame of the perfect creator in the most divine way. So no matter what you decide to do with yourself in the physical, your choice is a-okay. So, because you come here to experience and feel. You're supposed to feel what it's like to be sad, angry, mad, to be betrayed, to learn greed, to learn empathy, to learn compassion, sadness. You're supposed to learn all these and feel all these things because they're different waves of energy that project. And then also internally is to learn how to manipulate your own energy so that no matter who come around you, you know how to proceed. So if they come at you with some hostile stuff, it's like, okay, let me analyze what's going on before I crash out on your ass. And then it's like, okay, so let me sit with this and just say, be gone from my presence. You're not allowed. And people think saying stuff like that don't work. When you say, get rid of all the things that don't serve me, all the energies that don't serve me, release, something like that. However you say it, it's your intention of moving that energy, because your intention is actually electrical currents, just like your thought process are just electrical currents. And as you learn more about your own internal electricity, it allows you to express it outside. The clouds have been gone and the sun been beaming. They got a heat wave going on in the UK right now. Remember when I told you the places that did the worst shit, they gonna get it the hottest first. So if you notice some of these places that are getting dumb hot, it's probably because they had some heinous activities happen. So they finna be fricassee and fried and laid down to the side like a perm. So you see people getting sunburned on they face looking like this, looking like a lemon head. People getting sunburned in their eye. I ain't never seen nobody in my life get sunburned in their eye, dog. That made me laugh so hard. I was like, how you get a sunburn in your eye? That's how you know you will create a character for real. Motherfucker said, yeah, you don't need those no more. Your whole makeup is dope. But no, it's just another expression. So some of this stuff too, I know we develop our certain emotional states for certain things, but most things return to what's called the divine nucleus. We call it the divine. So basically it turns back to the origin. So some of this stuff, so what I imagine sometimes is like a white light, and some of the extra stress and the other stuff that you may have, you can pull it wherever you having that stress. Just close your eyes and, like, part of your energy, you pull it out and you put it into that light and say, return to the divine nucleus. You get what I'm saying? I know that's gonna sound strange, but that visualization of you removing that type of energy and just putting it over here, and you say, clear my static electrical current, helps you to stabilize your own internal energy. I know that's for some people that'll sound stupid as hell, but your intention of energy and how you express your energy is what'll be expressed, no matter what you say. The sun been making me feel real lethargic being outside for a few minutes. It's okay, because if you outside in the sun, for some people, if you've had more fruits and stuff, depending on how you expressing your energy, when you're in the sun, for some people they start cooking. They start cooking in the sun. For other people, when you're in the sun, it helps you to feel like you're revitalized. You get what I'm saying? It just depends on how your energy is being expressed right now. Some beings, it's a hard time for them right now because there's excuse me, there's a lot of static electrical current in their body right now, and that comes from emotions and environments, people around you. Thank you for acknowledging us vampires. Yeah, there's vampires too. Dark people. Some people enjoy the nighttime too. You know what I'm saying? It's like the sun is a type of generator now. It was a projector, but now it's a generator. And then at night, the moon is plasma. You get what I'm saying? The moon is another type of energy expression. But for some people, not the satellite, there's an actual moon goddess, and there's an actual like moon expression of energy, not just the moon you see in the sky. That's a spaceship. That's a little ship. But the actual moon is plasma that's expressed in this area, so you can get a understanding of what it is. Because like you can charge some of your crystals in moonlight, you can charge some of your stuff in sunlight. You get what I'm saying? There is night wasn't here for a long time though. This is a tropical realm, so I'm gonna let y'all know that. For some people that might sound strange, but when you have two suns in the sky, right? When you have two suns in the sky, the darkest it would get would be about sunset. That was probably the darkest it would be. And let me ask you, in your history class, and majority of real history, how long was it before they start seeing moons in the sky? A lot of them always talk about suns in their history, majority of the time, from a lot of different cultures. It was only at certain periods in time that they were talking about a moon being in the sky. You get what I'm saying? The fresher the better. Green chlorophyll is the key to healing the skin. I agree with that. So if you get you some chlorophyll, some spirulina, those two, especially right now, to be able to absorb sunlight, those really help your body right now. Chlorophyll especially. That's like plants, basically. Every plant has some type of chlorophyll in it. And that's one of the best, like the genetic makeup of part of the human body and the genetic makeup of some of the trees and the plants almost have the same components, quotations. And chlorella. Chlorella is another one. Spirulina, chlorella, and chlorophyll are really good. Even if you just put a little bit in your, like if you had like chlorella or spirulina, just a little bit in your water will help you be more absorbent to the sunlight so you don't start cooking when it get hot. There's a lot of clearing out. You see, just sitting here, I'm starting to clear out my throat, talking to y'all and grounding my feet. I know that sounds strange, but all your chakra points are energy centers, and when you start clearing out that static electrical current, it makes the energy flow down and up and down easier. Just by putting my feet here in this grass, I've lowered my heart rate, my oxygen levels have gone up. Just 10 minutes. I've only been on here for maybe like 15 minutes. Moringa and sea moss are great for minerals. So if you don't get enough minerals If you were looking for something to grow, I'm actually about to start growing moringa myself. Let's say something should happen in the world. If you grow moringa, you'll at least be okay on minerals just by that one herb, or sea moss. If you're unable to get sea moss, you can grow moringa at your house. That's why moringa is so important. You can grow that at excuse me. You can grow that at your house. Sea moss, they have a bunch of different kinds. It usually comes from the Caribbean, but since so many people have caught on to sea moss, depending on where you get it from, some people grow it in Mexico, some people grow it in China, but it's supposed to be in a certain type of climate, like the purple Irish sea moss. That's one of the best ones for you. And then the ones in Jamaica and the Caribbean, those are like the natural sea moss. But you got to be careful too where you get it from. But moringa and sea moss will give you, sea moss itself will give you like 95 to 98 of the mineral, 102. You need 102 minerals per day. If you took a spoon of sea moss, that would at least be 98. If you took moringa, that'll be like 92 to 94-ish in that range. So a lot of us in America, we have a high deficiency of magnesium and minerals. And you'll notice if you get your magnesium or if you get your minerals, you'll notice a lot of your ailments will start going away. I know that's going to sound strange, but if you take, let's say, pumpkin seeds, they have calcium, zinc, magnesium, protein, all this in just a pumpkin seed. So if you ate those before bed, when you put those in like your smoothie, those would help you get a variety of minerals just by having a handful. Yeah, I keep pumpkin seeds in my house just in case. And if you get your minerals too, you'll notice like, why am I sleeping so much better? You could sleep 3 hours or 4 hours and feel like you rested for 8. And same thing with sea moss too. Like you could put sea moss in your smoothies and you'll notice within about 2 weeks you'll lose about 15 pounds. Just because usually the first weight you lose is the water weight. It's usually excess water, and you lose that first. I'm finna start my process again, so by the end of this year, I ain't gonna look like this. You gonna be like, golly, what's up, chocolate man? Like, calm down. No, but I got me some herbs and stuff. Ashwagandha, if you trying to break that back out, put ashwagandha with some beetroot powder and then add some Tribulus terrarius and Dahmania. Put that together. That's the original honey pack. You can put some honey in it too. Make you a tea before you about to, man. Like, what are you doing? No. Don't do that. Everybody getting good sleep that day. Moringa is beautiful. Iodine deficiency is a common as well, can cause thyroid problems. I agree with you, Jay. I agree with you. Iodine deficiency, magnesium and minerals. If you can get those, you'll notice your appetite will curve too. You'll be like, damn, I wasn't as hungry as I thought. It's just because a lot of our foods don't have minerals in them. A lot of our foods don't have actual nutrients. Like in America alone. Hey. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Just a second. Hold on.
Hey, can I borrow the little thing I gave you?
The book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking for something. I think that's where the page is, so or something. So if I can borrow it back, I'll loan it back to you.
Yeah, no worries. I'll get it for you right now.
Where you been? Man, I haven't seen you here in a couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah, I've been working.
I thought, gee whiz.
Yeah, I'm trying to get what I can get, yeah.
Oh, God dang it.
Yeah, so.
Yep, if you can do that, I'll give it back to you here in
Okay, I got you. Hold on, let me get it for you. Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back.
Oh, I didn't know you were holding close.
Oh yeah, no worries. I'm a whew, my bad. How y'all doing? Just had to run down. I was like, my bad, y'all. That was my cool neighbor. Super cool dude. Been through a lot of stuff. That's a cool dude. That motherfucker cold too. Y'all look at him. That motherfucker hit you with a 4-piece sandwich. You won't even see it coming. Celtic sea salt? Yeah. That's wild. Why is a helicopter out? Yeah, Celtic sea salt is another mineral that's good for you. So if you take Celtic sea salt in your water, that'll give you about 80 to 88 minerals just by having a pinch of Celtic sea salt in your water. Celtic sea salt is another. So let's say you made a smoothie. You put pumpkin seeds in it, Celtic sea salt, and sea moss. You got your daily nutrients and vitamins for the day. If you just do those 3. Or if you have moringa, you can make your little tea, put some chlorophyll in it. I'm gonna give me some more moringa soon. I need to give me some moringa and some black seed oil and oregano oil. Oregano. Chlorella. 95% of the country has a magnesium deficiency. That's what I was talking about earlier. And you'll notice a lot of your ailments that you may have is just because it's a lack of magnesium by itself. And when you get that magnesium back in your body, you're like, damn. That with turmeric scrubs, my skin is almost flawless. Yeah, so I have a video on how to make your own sugar scrub on my YouTube, VIA Energy Healing. Over there you can, it's usually like, depending on your skin, brown sugar, honey. I use food grade bentonite clay. And then I also add coconut oil and a little castor oil, just a little bit to it, and then I stir it up together, and then I add turmeric too. Like, for some people's skin, turmeric might leave a brown hue, so when you leave it on your skin, make sure you have a towel. You don't mind getting dirty. But turmeric is really good for exfoliating the skin. And honey too, depending on if you get the real honey. You can't get the honey in a plastic container. It ain't gonna work. You got to get the honey in a glass. The honey in a glass, no matter what the glass is probably the best instead of the plastic. And coconut oil is good. That's what I use. When I came to Colorado, I realized lotion don't work here. If you come here, don't bring no lotion. That ain't gonna do nothing. You gonna be looking like you scaling like a snake. That ain't gonna work. Especially if you got skin like this. I realized I put on lotion the first week. I went through like 5 bottles. I was like, this ain't gonna work. It's because it's drier and the elevation is higher, so your skin dry out faster. So if you come to Colorado, you might want to use some coconut oil or avocado or grapeseed or something, because lotion ain't gonna cut it here. You're gonna wake up one day, hey, I feel like making some moonshine. I feel like hunting all of a sudden. Let's go fishing. You wake up with a flannel on. Wake up with a flannel on and the urge to drive a pickup. All of a sudden, I love mayonnaise. I found a super high quality sea salt on Modern Roots Life website. Let me pin that. Modern Roots website is quality sea salt. The real sea salt is, they have a Japanese gray salt that's really good too. That gray salt is fire. It's great for your skin and you can eat it. They got a lot of different salts, but that Celtic, fire. Jojoba oil is good for your hair. So if you get jojoba oil, it helps to not only rejuvenate like the roots of your hair, it also helps to stimulate growth enzymes in your hair too. One of the best oils you can use for hair growth is Batana and jojoba. Those are like top notch for your hair. If your hair is like really dry or it flakes easy, if you get jojoba or Batana, especially Batana, if you have like hair like this, Batana oil will make your hair go fire. Make your hair fire. What's up, Spiritual Spank? We just talking about just a couple things like some chlorella. I'm probably gonna make me a water today with some chlorella in it and some beetroot powder. But I might make a tea today. I don't have no lemons right now, but I might just make a simple tea because I got some dream tea that's good. For some of these places, I look online, honestly. You could look up herbal shops in your area, but most likely, if you find a reputable place online, just have them shipped to your house, because there's some places that got some okay herbs. It just depends on where you get them from, but it's best to try to get them from your herbal shop, honestly. I have a herbal shop up here I go to because I'm in Colorado, but I would say look in your area. There's a lot of good websites. There's a bunch of people on TikTok who could tell you, but you just have to try out and see who works best for you. You know what I'm saying? It's just slow progress. What is that? Oh, another bug came by. That's funny. But a lot of these things too, they're just to help while you're in this human vessel. You get what I'm saying? While you're here in this human vessel, they help the process so you can absorb more more alkaline stuff to your body. It's part of the process, but you also supposed to experience stuff here too. So you shouldn't be sad about doing certain things, but you're supposed to just moderate. You get what I'm saying? Moderate what you're doing. As a god or a goddess, you know what you're doing for you, right? Don't nobody have to hold your hand and tell you what's right for you. You know, I could tell you to go take, some moringa, but you take it and then find out you allergic. You get what I'm saying? That's why I tell people all the time, go experience and try stuff out. Because if it don't work for you, then it's just not for you. Chinese herbalists, they usually stock majority what you need. Yeah, Chinese herbalists usually have a wide variety of herbs that'll help you in your area. Because in Western medicine, they only focus on the physical aspect. But when you go to Chinese practitioners or herbalists and stuff, they focus on your emotional, your spiritual health, your physical, and your energy too. And that's what we all need. Apple cider vinegar a couple times a week to keep your stomach acid in tip-top shape. I agree. If you can get you some apple cider vinegar, it just take you like a little capful. You could put it in water, stir it up, and drink it, just a little bit. So I'll show you the way to help your immune system is cayenne pepper, turmeric, black pepper. Just look little pinches. That's all you need. Lemon juice, honey, and Celtic sea salt with apple cider vinegar. If you put that in like a little shot glass, you can fill it halfway up and just drink that. You'll hardly ever get sick. Apple cider vinegar, turmeric, cayenne pepper, black pepper, just a little bit. You just put a little bit of each. Lemon juice and turmeric, Celtic sea salt, and then just stir it up in water. Take it real quick, and you'll hardly ever get sick. Especially if you put honey in it, you'll hardly ever get sick. It's a simple remedy that you can make for yourself. And if you want to make like your own cough syrup, like at your house, depending on if you eat garlic or not, you put garlic cloves. You get a mason jar, you put garlic cloves. You put onion, purple onion, if you can get it. You don't have to put the onion in it if you don't like onion. But the same ingredients: cayenne pepper, black pepper, turmeric, Celtic sea salt, and you don't put vinegar in this one though. You don't put vinegar in this. And then what you do is you take honey and you pour it inside of the mason jar. When you make your garlic cloves, you take the shell off, but you leave the actual piece of garlic on the inside, because what'll happen is that when you put the honey inside and you close the jar, you stir up everything first. Obviously, you stir everything up and then you put honey in it. And then you close the jar. Try to get a dark mason jar if you can, and you put it in the cabinet. And what'll happen is that over the course of the garlic fermenting inside of the honey, it'll release properties that'll help your body. But like I say, if you don't want the garlic or onions, you don't have to add that. But the other ingredients, when you put that together and you take that, you'll notice, especially for children, if you give that to children, you'll notice they'll hardly ever get sick. When it comes to like basic colds and stuff like that, they'll hardly ever get sick. It helps so much. Some people do, like Nutshell says, she does, Nutshell does avocado, cayenne pepper, and key lime with salt. You get what I'm saying? Some kind of citrus fruit like lemon or lime in that process would help even further. Or you can do like a grapefruit juice. But when you're adding some of the juices, you want to be careful. You know what I'm saying? Where your source is. Energy, chi, life forces, earth, air, water, fire, and ether. That's literally it. Your hand. Earth, air, water, fire, ether. Facts. Carrier oil helps it get into the microbiome. Yeah. That's why I recommend honey, but you could do avocado oil, grapeseed oil. Just be careful of some of the seed oils that you put in. If you decide to make it with an oil, just be careful of which oil you're using. But there's a lot of stuff. So if you want to make your own cough syrup, you can do like depending on how big your mason jar is, you can make a small mason jar too. You can do just like a teaspoon to 2 teaspoons of cayenne pepper, turmeric, black pepper. You can also add just a little bit of Celtic sea salt. That'll give you your minerals that you need. That'll be like 80 to 88 minerals, just adding a little Celtic sea salt. I would do like a 1/4 teaspoon to 1/2 teaspoon, depending on how much you make. I would just adjust measurements to how much you make, basically. So you can do it a whole teaspoon if you want to. And then you also get garlic cloves. You put it on the inside. You could put a seed oil. If you don't want to use honey, you can use a seed oil like avocado oil, coconut oil, grapeseed. These are the oils that are okay. Sunflower oil. Those are probably like some of the best ones, or olive oil, depending on what kind you get. And you can stir those up. You can add lemon juice to it too. Stir it up, but if you don't add the citrus, it's okay too. If you just want to just straight cayenne pepper, black pepper, turmeric, and Celtic sea salt with some honey, you could do it just like that. But if you add garlic to it, purple onions, like you shred the onions like thin strips, you know how you slice them into thin strips and you put them in the glass, and then you add the honey. You get a jar of honey and you add it inside the mason until it covers everything. You stir everything, obviously, and then you cover it up, and then you put a lid on it, and then you put it in a dark place. And then whenever you get sick, you can just take it out. That's like your natural Robitussin, basically. You know, most people got Robitussin at their house, or their grandma house, or their mama house. Get that Robitussin. So you can just take that and take a spoon of it. Not the best tasting, I mean, depending on how you make it, but it'll help your body. Oregano oil and black seed oil. If you take those, either one of those are good too. You can mix those in that mixture that I just spoke about too. Oregano and black seed, especially black seed. Nigella sativa is another one that's really good. When you take black seed oil, emperors used to take this. Like pharaohs and kings and queens used to take this. Some were even buried with it. That's how powerful this shit. They said it cures everything but death. That used to be the phrase they used. It cures everything but death. I use that in my toothpaste. Black seed oil. It's fire. It's fire. I'm going to just tell you, if you get some good black seed oil, you're going to notice a change within a week. High frequency vitality. Yep. I'm slowly integrating some more stuff. But like I said, you're supposed to experience here too. We're in a period where you're exploring yourself and trying to figure out what works best. But we're moving to higher waves right now. So it's we're moving towards the higher waves, but also how your expression is for how you were created. Express yourself, explore, and then find different ways. I just learned you can make spring rolls with fruit yesterday, so I'm gonna be trying that very soon. I was like, what? You can chop fruit up, get you the spring roll wrapper, and you put it in water 7 to 10 seconds, take it out, and then you can chop your fruit, put it in there. You can make your own little sauce, like a honey caramel apple sauce or something like that, and you can dip your fruit spring rolls. I was like, that's perfect for me. I don't like, certain things, and I need something on the go. I could just make about 10 of them, wake up, grab one of them hoes, doop doop doop, make me a little coconut sauce. Man, it's finna get lit, bro. Kiwi fruit is high in vitamins, bitter but really good for hair, nail, and bones. For real, most people don't know you're supposed to eat the whole kiwi. Most people chop it and just eat slices, or they chop the skin off. You're supposed to eat the skin too. I know that's gonna sound strange, but the bristles on the kiwi, when you eat them, it scrubs the inside of your intestines. That's why you eat the skin. When you eat the skin of a kiwi, those bristles that you see hanging outside of the kiwi, when it digests, it starts going through your intestines and it's scrubbing. It's like a natural, it basically scrubs the inside of your intestines on its way down to digestion. Hey, what's up, Mandy? Black seed oil is fire. Will America have a blackout? See, this another thing too. If it happens, what you gonna do? Right? That's what I tell people. They say, the world's gonna black out. They don't want people to see what's happening. It don't matter. When you focus about all the other stuff, I'm not saying don't prepare. I'm just saying, if it do happen, what you gonna do? That's what you should worry about. What if internet turns off? What you gonna do? Me, I'm gonna just chill. I'm gonna do exactly what I'm doing now. I'm gonna sit outside under this tree, mind my fucking business. All this other extra shit, I'm not worried about no more. Some people like, that's delusional. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, I'm doing what the fuck I want to do. I'm creating the reality I want. And if they come on that bull, we got the heat too. It is what it is. So, we gonna do what we do. So all you can do is control where you at presently. all this projection. You, I tell people all the time, this is a quantum energy simulation. So if I want you to keep projecting a certain image, I'm going to keep feeding you something so you project that image. And the more people that project that image, the more it comes into fruition. When people tell you this is a simulation, that's all this is energy simulation, energy sims, basically. Quantum energy simulation. And how you project, that's one of the biggest lessons here, is how you project is what you get in your reality, right? The authenticity of how you express yourself is what you see outside. So that's one of the biggest things here. But you know, your souls have journeys set up for you. Your souls have conscious stuff set up for you, so you can experience and explore and do what you can. And you're supposed to have fun too. It's not always gloom and doom. That's what oh man, I'm so sad. I can't believe they're gonna bomb this. And oh man, it get to a point to where it's like the world's gonna world regardless of what you watch or say. The world's gonna keep whirling. The clock is gonna keep moving without the hands. The clock is still moving. But what can you do for you? Shout out to Butterfly Effect. That's the recipe for the cough syrup for yourself. You can add honey, you can add onions if you want to. Onions is another good thing for your body. So if you're having like sinuses or allergies, before you go to bed, you should chop an onion and put it next to your bed in a bowl. They're a natural purifier for your air. But another thing is, an old grandma or the older folks, they used to take a slice of onion. So let's say this is the bottom of your foot. You put a slice of onion right here, because all your nerves are on the bottom of your foot for your whole body. So when you put a slice of onion and you put a sock over it while you sleep, the onion drains all those excess toxins out of your body. So especially if you have a child or a baby, you can slice an onion the size of their foot and just put a sock on. And then when they wake up, the onion gonna be brown. You just switch the onion out for another one and you can drain the toxins out. You can do that as an adult too. You put an onion slice right under your foot right here. So let's say this is your foot right underneath here, and you put a sock on while you sleep on both feet. And then while you're sleeping, it'll drain all that into the onion. And then you can throw the onion away afterwards, or you can plant it in the garden, and you can use it as a compost. Even though it's your excess, your waste, when you put it in the grass will use that as nutrients, because it still has nutrients in it, even though it's your waste. For me, the healthier my form, the better I can integrate the shadow aspects. I agree. And I'm starting to see that now too. I see why when you look at gods and goddesses, they always look swole, or they always look, it's because it helps to integrate the shadow side of you. I get it now. Because like now, I'm a chunky dude. You know, my soul is great, but you know, I gotta do some adjustments. Because gravity is pulling on me more than other people. So I gotta release some of this gravity. So I get it now. I get why. It's like, you don't have to be like, you know, always Chuck Diesel type of deal. Just like enough to integrate shadow parts of yourself so that you can be solid. I get it now. And just little micro changes throughout the day. Don't try to, I know everybody want to be swole and stuff like that. I'm trying to be deadly. Like, I'm trying to be like, you know, you can look good all you want to, but when it comes to that action, black seed oil, oregano, lemon, or lime, yeah. Hey, what's up, Viva? It's grand to see you. I got a black mailman. I'm so excited. What did you disappear to? I haven't seen you in ages. They had me in the void. Hold on, y'all. It's good to see you, man. Yeah, I'm good. Good to see you, man. That's the blackmail, man. It's like one of the only brothers I see in this neighborhood. I'm not even gonna sit here and hold you. It's like 4 of us here. I'm always glad that I'm like, my brother. I've been prepared for emergencies just in case. I always tell people, for any kind of emergency, you should have you a to-go bag. If your house were to catch on fire, is there a bag you can grab and take with you? Excuse me. Is there a bag you can grab and take with you? You know what I'm saying? Regardless if you believe something is going to happen or not, I always recommend somebody, you have a to-go bag. So if some kind of circumstance happened, you could just pick the bag up and go. If you have to leave, like a leave bag, to go or leave bag, just, it don't have to be nothing. You can just get a normal backpack and just put a couple survival tools and stuff like that if you need it. You know what I'm saying? But overall, you could put it in your car. Just have it in your car already. If you have a car, just have a to-go bag just sitting in the corner of your trunk or something. That way you don't even have to think about it. You could just hop in the car and take off. You know, it's nothing wrong with being prepared for emergencies that don't happen. But if an emergency do happen and you don't have nothing prepared, that's more time wasted. You get what I'm saying? So I've been fortunate enough to be around special forces people throughout my life. I've had careers where I've met a lot of special forces, and I would ask questions on what you recommend. Simple backpack, lighter, candles, simple. You could look up survival tools, simple survival tools you would need if you need them. But me, if I'm supposed to go, I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna sit here. I don't want to worry about, man, apocalypse is coming and all this shit. I don't want to live my life like that. If something were to happen, I'm finna just do what I can and live. I'm not finna sit here and, oh no, they're gonna shoot and miss. If they shoot nukes again, that's on them. I'm like, what you gonna do? The radiation fallout, what you gonna do from that? Like, I'm gonna hide in a bunker for 10 years. Then you gonna run out of food. Now you sitting in the cage underground. Just like all them people, them billionaires building bunkers. That ain't gonna do nothing. Motherfucker gonna pull them hoes straight out the grass. That ain't gonna do nothing, and they know it. They trying to survive the Great Reset. That shit ain't gonna work. This is quantum energy expressed. However you express your reality, it shall be. So, I ain't even expressing no more bullshit. I'm sick of that. What's up, Pootie? I appreciate your outlook. It was a positive start to my day. Yeah, I believe that the Bible, for some people, is allegory stories. But I also believe that some of the stories are based on true events. You got to realize some of the Romans would, when they would conquer other religions and other stuff, they would take some of their stories and reformat those. That's what people have to realize too, and that's a lot of religious doctrine in general. When they would, in certain parts of their culture, when they would go take over and conquer other places, they would take their folklore, their myths and stories, and just put their characters in it, and then add a little bit of their stuff to make it look like they did it. That's why all history is messed up. We missing 1,000 years of history in America. That's why all the history is off. You know, the Dark Ages they talk about, where it was plague and all that. Melanated kings and queens were ruling in America. That's why you can type in castles of and then your state in Google, and you can see there's castles still in your motherfucking city. Some of those universities and colleges you see and jails used to be old castles remodeled. I told people this a long time ago too. They were like, what? Yeah, some of those universities you see, you know, they never make nothing. They never make nothing. Why do you think they say the word founded? Right? Y'all think that's a coincidence? They say the word founded. They literally found it. They just put ED instead of IT. Found it. That's what I'm saying. It's called double speak. I can tell you what I want to say, but just say it in another way. Found it. That means they literally found it. They didn't make that. It was already there. All your Capitol buildings in every state was already made. They say, oh yeah, we discovered it. Oh, we made it. No, you didn't. Y'all motherfuckers. You know it's bad when you didn't stole so much and you forgot who it belonged to. You didn't stole so much and forgot who it belonged to. Ooh wee. Volcanoes expand Earth to accommodate more land with life. Exactly. That's why we have volcanoes. Mount Everest used to be underwater. For some of y'all who don't know that, Mount Everest, it used to be underwater. That's why you can still find marine life at the base. At some parts of Mount Everest, you can find marine fossils because it was underwater at one point. It turned upside down, like a pole shift or something happened. How about onion socks? You can get onion socks, but actual onions work best. I use onion socks on my grandkids and myself. They do raw potatoes in a sock on your foot. Potatoes work too. You can use potatoes or onions for your feet. You're so wise, dude. I'm all right. I realized, like, after I learned all this stuff, after I taken all this knowledge and stuff, I still don't know nothing. And when you have that mindset, it allows you to have an open space. So I say an open mind is an open life. That's how I see it. Because when you realize, even with all the geniuses, all the stuff you still don't know nothing. Like, we're rice grain like, if you look at the whole cosmos and all the infinity that's out there, we literally like this much. Imagine you being a piece of hair on my whole head. That's literally how it is on the universe. We like this much compared to what the universe is. All the stuff we know is basic betties. Some of the aliens look at us like, why y'all still on that hate shit? How come y'all don't feed everybody? How come they like, y'all tripping? That's why they don't come fuck with humans too often. I'm like, what the fuck is up? They see this motherfucker like a zoo. They're like, these motherfuckers tripping. What the fuck they doing? We gave them nuclear fission. They out here making weapons type shit. I was thinking about Interstellar and how they display love, empathy, and grief transcending time. Exactly. All your emotional states are expressions of energy in different ways. Because if you look at alien movies or any kind of, they usually like this. Hello. Even when you look at Anunnaki, they always have a straight face, like. Even in all the AI renditions, all the photos, you always see their face look like this. It's because they maintain peace. They maintain a stable emotional state. That's why you always see people like stoic. Same thing with goddesses too. When you look at the goddesses in pictures, the gods and the goddesses, they always have a stoic face. It's because they can, when you control your emotional state, or when you flow with your emotional state, it allows you to express your energy easier. That's one of the biggest things. I thought you meant swollen, like swole, muscle swole. 7-day fast will do it, but it's not for the week. I fasted before. I used to be a raw vegan person where I would just I did 3-4 months of just raw juicing. I lost 70 pounds in 2 months. Just raw vegan, just liquids. But it's terrible for your body to just do liquids in the beginning, because your body's so used to having solid foods. Like, I shouldn't have coupled it with eating fruits. That's what I thought. What are your thoughts on the Israelites? I'm gonna just say a lot of the stuff that we know of, a lot of history has been construed and corrupted so that the truth won't come out. And a lot of this, I'm going to just say it like this. A lot of the issues we have right here, they won't be issues when your energy is at a certain level. A lot of these things we fight and talk about, a lot of the the cultures and all that, a lot of that at a basic level, when your energy is right, it won't even matter. Because you'll realize you're the one expressing in another version of the one. Excuse me. Oh, that felt good. It was 100 degrees in New York City 2 weeks ago. I was out enjoying that heat. exactly. If you go outside and the heat feels detrimental to your skin, the sun is letting you know that some of the stuff you're doing may or may not be interfering with your body right now. So if you go outside, you start burning. I'll go outside. Sometimes I'll be like, damn, I feel great. And I'll just sit in the sun and it'll feel like it's charging me. Some days, depending on what I eat too for the day, it'll be like, my skin got a little hot. And then I sit in it more often and then it's like, oh, I'm cool. You get what I'm saying? Hey, it's you. Welcome back. Hey, what's up, artist? I ain't seen you in a minute. You're like sunshine for the day. I'm okay. They found that shit. Yeah, they should have said stole it. Exactly. Double speak. Finders, keepers type shit. For real. Grandma used to say, just because it's written on paper don't make it true. Exactly. The winners write history. The losers leave notes. I told people that long time ago. If I'm a winner, why would I tell you about my ops and their history? Why would I tell you about my ops? That don't make sense. So I'm gonna train you to just see us as winners. Like, America didn't win a lot of wars too. We always show all the wars we won over the centuries. America lost a shitload of wars, bro. They don't talk about no rebellions. How you gonna have one slave master and 18 slaves and he got one weapon? You don't think 7 or 8 people could, like, they used to have a musket doing this. You don't think they didn't jump them fools? And yeah, that's why I was like, and you don't see no slave ships. That should let you know right there. How come you see no slave ships in museums? If they've brought so many people over from all these other places, where are the slave ships at? You think they would have them in the museum? They just destroyed them, all of them. You know how many ships you need to transfer 15 million people from Africa to here? 430 something ships. It's like 192 to 432 ships. And you need to make 400 something trips back and forth. And them ships were made out of rinky-dink ass materials. Ain't no fucking way. That already sound fishy. Ain't no way. So that means somebody would had to be already here in America, right? That's already fishy. You don't see no slave ships in museums. Oh, they just so happen to all. They got fucking Ben stones for pyramids, but you can't save slave ship. Get out of here, bro. Come on. Aliens lock their doors and pass by, like you said. Yeah, they pass by. Is that Earth? You sure we gotta stop for energy here? We just like 2 blocks away. We just 2 blocks away from Jupiter. No, we really need energetic gas. All right. Make sure you like your dough. Don't look at them. They be eating people. Don't look at them. I forgot about Stoic teachings. That's how a lot of gods and goddesses really look. Some of them are pretty fun. You got to realize when you see gods and goddesses, y'all expect somebody high, like, oh man, but they're reflections of you. They're like versions that learn how to use their energy and move their energy how they want to instead of being led with their energy. But some of them are pretty fun. There's some fun gods and goddesses out there. There's creative ones, some that always look mad type shit. There's a bunch of different versions of beings out there. It's just how your consciousness express it. Because I tell people, when you hear the word universe, uni means one, verse means a section of, right? So it's saying you are a section of the universe. So it's saying you are a refraction, or you are expressing your consciousness through your section of the universe. It's just like when you astral travel. I tell people, it's not like you're going outside of yourself when you astral travel. You astral traveling inside of your universe, because this physical body is maybe like 3% of your actual power, 3 to 5%, if that. right? If this avatar took your body 3 to 5% to make, now imagine how big your fucking consciousness. Some of y'all probably as big as a fucking universe sitting in this little body right now. Some of y'all probably as big as a planet, thinking you just this size. It's because you become accustomed to being in this. But outside of the avatar state, you got to realize some of y'all are big ass frequencies, sounds. Some of y'all are giants. I know that's gonna sound strange to people who not on it yet, but some of y'all are giant as shit. Y'all just this is you. This is your avatar, right? This is your avatar, about this big. Now compare that to my head. That's pretty much how big some of y'all energy is. Some of y'all avatars, this is how big your avatar is right now. Your actual body is probably like this fucking big. I hear you got crickets in the daytime. I do. Facts, we were already here. Facts, we know what's up. But like I said, when you break the thing that helped me with life the most is when you break things down in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. That's literally the keys of the universe, like Nikola Tesla said. When you break those down and you start seeing things in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, it's like the fundamentals for the universe. And when you master those fundamentals, you can see everything. You're like, so this is how you're expressing your consciousness. All right, I don't want you around my energy, so I'm going to push you away, right? Well, this is how your expression is coming against my reflection. I'm cool with that. You can be pushed away from me. You'll learn how to consciously move your energy away from stuff you don't want. You'll never attract stuff you don't want. You know what I'm saying? It's a process though. Like everybody's on different levels, and you take your time trying to figuring it out for yourself. You come here to learn, to relearn where you come from. You come from the Most High, and this whole process is just relearning. All right, I'm from the Most High. I am part of the Most High in my expression. So we all created in our own way, specifically to express how we want to. That's why I say, if somebody tell you gotta do this in order to do, you gotta do this. What I do is different from what you do, because your consciousness is created slightly different. It's a variance or a variant. So if I was 99.1, you're 99.2. That point difference gives you your whole refraction, your whole expression, your individualism, quotations. But you're not individual. You remember you're part of the all. You're just expressing yourself in another version of the all. Does that make sense? I think universes are ships. You ever seen Men in Black? The original Men in Black? At the end, when they zoom into that cat's necklace and they go into that universe and there's another universe and then they go in and go in. That's literally what it is. All universes are cells. I tell people this all the time. Let me give you an example. All the planets you know of are frequencies. All the frequencies add up to a heartbeat for the universe. All the universes in that solar system act as a heartbeat for the nebula, Andromeda, and so on, and so it goes on infinitely. So right now, this whole world we see is like a cell inside of a giant being, a giant energy being. This whole world you seeing is a dream inside of a giant energy, what we call God or the Most High, right? And then the same thing, the universe within the universe within the universe, it's like infinity symbols forever. That's why your soul is always evolving, quotations. It's because there's infinity symbols everywhere. And even this place is a ship. I know that's going to sound strange, what we call Tiamat. You know how I'm going to just tell you a story. So there's a super Earth, right? On the super Earth, part of it had blew up, quotations. What we call our lands, you know how they show you the Terra Infinita map with what if all of those pieces were super Earth separated? I'm just throwing a reference out there. You can take it how you want to. And we're sitting in a big portion of what's called Tiamat. The super Earth, it was called Tiamat too. And this portion we're in is a small section. That's how big the universe is. It's a small section. And this whole area we on is a ship. Just like Nibiru is a ship. It's a civilization ship of frequencies, sounds, and vibrations. Just like when we talk about Mars, Mars is another type of frequency, sound, and vibration. That's why I say if you break it down to energy, frequency, and vibration, you'll notice a pattern with all the places. So when it comes to like Mars, they have a certain frequency. Elon Musk want to go to Mars. It's a lower type of frequency. But let me explain it like this. You know how we talk about inner Earth? Most places are built like a scale. You ever seen a scale in music? Most places, let's say Venus has a scale. Mars has a scale. Jupiter has a scale. And their frequencies, vibrations, and energies. But some of them are higher level on the scale. Some of them are lower level on the scale. And we're like sitting on a stack of pancakes, but we're not the only place that sits like that, that sits on stacks of pancakes. So a lot of these places around what we call the cosmos are sitting on stacks of pancakes too. So depending on where your energy is, that's what expression of energy you will see. I know that's going to sound strange, but even that place is a cell in a bigger being. All these are just different cells in a bigger energetic being, but we're just expressing consciousness infinitely. That's all. That's one of the major goals of us, is expressing consciousness in different variances in different ways, and then you becoming aware of your expression so you can express yours and go to higher levels. Does that make sense? I know that's a lot to tell people, but since you already are everything, for some of y'all already are everything. It's just remembering that used to go to create planets. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all used to create planets. Some of y'all used to eat planets. Some of y'all used to, you know what I'm saying, help planets grow. Some of y'all destroy planets. That's why you here too, because some of y'all used to destroy planets, or what we call planets or frequencies. So I'll put it to you like this. Earth frequency is 7.81, right? Everybody vibrates at a certain frequency. Our collective frequency is like a heartbeat. So same thing for each planet. Like let's say Venusians, their collective frequency is a heartbeat for Venus. You get what I'm saying? And then once you get all the collective heartbeats for the universe, that's the heartbeat for the universe. And it just goes on infinitely. That's how they want you to not realize how powerful you are. This is only like less than, majority of your whole existence right now is less than 10% of your actual being. That's why a lot of beings are like, y'all only use 5% of y'all brain. Y'all still got 95 y'all ain't even touch yet. When I open, I'm the size of oneness, everything, all exactly. You'll realize you are everything and everything is you. I always feel so out of place around most people, like an alien, because that's what you are. You the alien. Y'all expect to see aliens just in the sky when you looking at one every day you wake up. Every day you wake up, you the alien. The humans are the youngest species in this solar system right now. Humans are the youngest. They like little toddlers. All the stuff they doing is toddler shit compared to what the real beings are doing out there. This is toddler shit. That's why some beings be confused. They be like, why they doing that? What the fuck? Hey, it is what it is. Y'all do y'all tripping. On the cool. You know how many beings? Valiant Thor was a being that say came from Venus. He had the way to cure death, where you didn't have to die anymore. And Dwight Eisenhower, it's documented. Dwight Eisenhower was like, nah, fam, we don't need that right now because that's going to fuck with our economy. What? This motherfucker just showed, hey, we could keep you immortal. Huh? Y'all turned it down for some fucking money? Bro, that's so stupid. I laugh at that every time. I'm like, this motherfucker said, nah, fam, we don't need immortality. We need that bread, though. Y'all could look that up. That's official, documented. Valiant Thor, that guy, was like, we can help y'all not die no more, huh? Nah, fam, we need that bread. Huh? Make it make sense, dog. Then we never die, right? Your soul got an infinity symbol on it. So your soul itself has an infinity symbol. If you got a soul, you know what I'm saying? Your soul got an infinity symbol. Every time you pass away, sometimes you'll be in like a waiting area, right? For your next incarnation, or you'll talk to your higher self or the version of your consciousness, and it'll be like, all right, this is what you did in your life. This is what you should have worked on. And then from there, you decide with your higher self, should I move on to the next life? You'll have to do some of the energy stuff again, or should I relive my life as another person in this life? Or it's like you get the option to decide what you want to do. It's not just like, I'm just dead. Sometimes you'll be in what we call purgatory is really like a waiting lobby. You wait so your soul can rekindle, so you can experience through another expression. And it happens. You know what I'm saying? It happens. But you just have to go with the flow. That's one of the biggest things. Go with the flow, express your consciousness, how your consciousness was created. And, never lose your authenticity or your light. How it is for you. Because people could tell you do this, do that. But when it comes down to it, when you express how you feel at the most high version of yourself, you'll be all right. They said we live in a black hole. Let me ask you something. When you were growing up, what did you learn about black holes? They told you that when you're in a black hole, everything is ripped to shreds, right? Everything is just tore up. We're in a black hole, ripped to shreds. They have white dwarfs, they have white holes, they have black holes. They have all kinds of stuff you ain't never seen before, bro. Let me see. The best way to describe it is like the void is the inside of complete darkness. Who is this? Who is this? Oh, that's his people. It's funny. They have white holes, black holes, white dwarfs, leptons, bisons, quarks. It's like if you go through a white hole, you can go teleport somewhere else, like the sun. If you go into the sun, energetically, it's a portal to go somewhere else. If you go into a black hole, some people say you go into other realms, but if we sitting in the middle of a black hole, how are we alive right now? I'm just saying. Is it just mine? Who else is skipping? Spiral dimensions were on a lower density level like hell. So we're at the lowest level of hell, the lowest level of heaven, highest level of hell. We're in the in-between. And some of you are in the process of transitioning because you've worked. So think of a prison as like a spiral prison. Like, how you play Super Mario and you go up the levels? Energetically, you've worked your levels up so you can get ready to go back into the all. And this place is sort of like a prison, but it's also a school, an apothecary, a laboratory. It's all these things put together at one time. You get what I'm saying? So depending on how your refraction is created and what you express, this could be a hell for you because you're used to traveling around the cosmos doing all this stuff. This could be a hell for you. But this is like your reform. Like this is sort of like your prison suit, your human vessel, so that you can reform and clear static currents off your soul. So when you come to Earth, it's like you're clearing. Excuse me. Just letting the cars pass by. Notice when I started talking about this, all this traffic come. I had people walk by. 2 cars, 3 cars. As soon as I started talking to you about this, But it's basically like reform school too for some people. And it's like you're getting your soul prepared and clearing out karmic. What we call karmic energy is basically like, imagine your polarity was a certain way, like a scale is like this way, and now you're balancing your energy here so that you can uh, level out your soul. Does that make sense? Like, some people were so off like this that this place will always be a prison for them because their polarity. That's what they do in like the elite societies and all the occult groups and stuff here. They make you do heinous activities so you can lower your energetic polarity to a certain level, and it'll make it harder for you to come up. And when you reach a certain level, people are like, I might as well just stay down here and heal since I've been here for so long, type of shit. But it's just reformation of your energy over time. Some people, it just take a while just because you have a lot of karmic energy on your soul. So you trying to level out your soul at this place too. So I know it seemed like a lot, but it's like it helps. It's a spiral format, so it's like a spiral down and a spiral up in between each other, and we're in this in between right here, and you're deciding where you're pushing your energy right now. So you know, solving those generational traumas and curses, breaking generational things that have happened in your energetic bloodline too. You have an energy bloodline, quotations, like energy line. Just like you have a bloodline, you have an energy line for your people too. And it's stored in that second strand. While you're in the physical body, that's stored in the second strand. But your soul itself is a type of frequency that vibrates and pulsates, but other experiences you've experienced are saved in that energetic line too. Is like, imagine energy USB inside of you. Got an energy USB inside of you with frequency, vibration, and energy. And right now you're doing a process to mold and get rid of certain static electrical currents that may have been in your bloodline or your faculty for your bloodline or your energetic bloodline. You're just starting to level out how your consciousness is expressing itself. Let me repeat that. So a lot of people right now, that's why you're going through all this stuff. Like, you're like, why do I have to keep being tested? Now that it's not really tested now, it's more like training. You're getting ready to reintegrate. So you know how you go to rehab and you start doing the rehab at the beginning, and then you start to get towards the end and they start to integrate you back. That's what we're doing right now for some people. It's like an energetic rehab. That's why it feels like, what do I do now? Because you're so used to being stressed and under certain things, right? You're not used to having the expression to be your energy and express yourself in the most high expression. You get what I'm saying? It's like having rules at jail. You've been having so many, now you free, and you're like, what the fuck do I do? Why? When I start... That's so strange. Right when I start talking about that stuff, just 3 random people come by riding their skateboards singing. That's how the Matrix know you telling people the right stuff. All of a sudden, you'll just see your neighbor gonna cut their grass. Airplanes flying by. I hear an airplane flying by right now all of a sudden. Just all this is just to distract you when you talking about some real shit. My energy is rising. I started walking in my neighborhood. I'm seeing people I never seen before. Exactly. And the funny thing is, I've been seeing a bunch of people in my neighborhood I've never seen before. Like, who is this? That's how I know the simulation is trying to move with you. When you start upgrading and stuff starts to disappear from you, they try to fill in the space. Right? It's like when you go to a restaurant and ain't nobody there, and then all of a sudden they fill up. It's trying to fill in that space because they know your ass is there nowhere. I know that's gonna sound strange, but you admit a field, and when the detection of you not being in that field with you being in that field by yourself, you emitting a certain type of wave. So it's like, yeah, send those people in type shit. What's the purpose of all this? One of the purposes is to basically balance out your energy. It's like what we call karma is just energy balancing. So if you had too much polarity of something, it's just balancing it out so that you can equalize and just integrate and be with the Most High and go back to your God or goddess self. I accept and receive my assignment. I did it. Yeah. So do we die? Not really. That's why you're not supposed to be afraid of death, but you cherish life. You're not supposed to be afraid of death, but you cherish life. Life is a beautiful thing. You know, you can ascend if you want to. You can stay if you want to. It's just you expressing your consciousness as the Most High. Like, you expressing your consciousness in the frame of the Most High. Energy. You know what I'm saying? That's the easiest way. The real beings are saying, look at the babies. They need to be stopped. Or just to be. You said express and experience. Humans are avatars still figuring out for some. Exactly. These are just avatars. You can just be. You don't have to have. I know this is going to sound strange. You don't have to have a purpose. I know this is going to sound strange, but you can just be. Before any beings ever came here, there were beings on this plane called Isbees. All they did was chill. They just walked around, chilled, and radiated energy. That's it. They were chilling. Literally, beings that were just chilling. It's called Isbees. Right? What brings meaning to life is what you bring to it. That's literally what life is. You bringing electrical current to life to make it live. Hold on real quick. Yeah. Living my best life, my own reality and destiny. You seen that machine Nature's Jab is building? Looks pretty awesome. Yeah. There's a bunch of beautiful beings creating a bunch of stuff right now. Usually when we get to this point, they try to do great resets. No more great resets. Let the beings express themselves how they're supposed to. Instead of all this, oh man, like for instance, CERN is a device that keeps you in your lower chakras using thought energy, because it doesn't, I know it's going to sound strange, but CERN runs off of thoughts, because thoughts are electrical current. And one of the biggest goals of it is just to keep you in your lower chakras. You know, your root, your sacral, and your solar. Want to keep you in those, because it's easier to keep you in a physical vessel. You know what I'm saying? But some of you already know what's up. So just focus on you. Do what you do best for you. And just live. Go live and express your expression how you want to. I also heard the anatomy of the human body is the most superior design in the cosmos. The anatomy of the human body was put together by a bunch of different beings to... when it comes to DNA wise, human DNA is a resource. Like, you know how people talk about Anunnaki getting gold? Human DNA is a resource because it can be hybridized with other stuff. You can put human DNA with a frog. You could put human DNA with a spider. You could put a human DNA with certain things. That's why it's so... you can use it for a variety of things. And that's why certain beings take on the humanoid shape. The humanoid shape makes it easier to move and do stuff with a physical body. That's why it's super important. It's a type of resource, but it's also useful because you can do different things with it. But also there is limitation with it expressing energy until you reach a certain level, to where your cellular density reaches a certain level, and then you can express your energy through the vessel. But it takes time. Like, you know how you see those monks meditating for 14 years and stuff like that in a cave, they ground themselves and singing. There's special conditions in a physical vessel because of how everything is set up right now. But as we get more ether, it'll be a lot easier to use the physical vessel in other places. Like, Some of you won't even have this vessel on the cool because your God body will vibrate faster. So let me explain like this. Your physical vessel is vibrating at a cellular density like this, right? When your God body is here, or your light crystalline body, it vibrates like right? So some of you won't even have this same physical vessel, right? You're going to upgrade into your crystalline form where your vibration is like all the time. So you ever seen Mr. Manhattan off of Watchmen when his body disintegrated in that chamber when all that electrical current hit him? And then you go back, you go into your crystalline light. That's pretty much what I show people. The Watchmen. That's the perfect example of going to your crystalline light body. I wonder how many dead bodies are out there that are bodies we've used. So think of it like this. Your current physical vessel is like a rental. It's like an electric rental. When you pass away, that version of that electrical rental, it just goes back into the divine nucleus. But there are parallel versions of that rental, that electric rental for your body, that are used in other places. So like, let's say your awareness and your currency, this is your antenna, right? Right now, your currency and awareness are in this avatar, right? So when you pass away, that's one of the avatars you created to use for you. But there's other versions you created too. And when that one runs out of electricity, it goes to the other version. So you ever seen Jet Li, the one? Remember the one when he would travel to other versions of himself and adios them? You don't have to adios your other selves. Y'all can choose to integrate if y'all want to with each other and have a whole nother version of consciousness. It's badass. You can choose to integrate with each other. You don't have to just, I gotta go take this one out. You can be like, hey, how about we combine our energies together and we can make a brand new energy I ain't never seen. You know what I'm saying? And you can express yourself like that too. But it takes time. It takes learning your energy so you can express it better. You get what I'm saying? It's like once you learn the expression of how your energy projects, you can do more with your energy, but it's steps. That's why some people are like, they seem higher level and some seem, it's because their soul had different stuff that they were doing already. And then when you came here, you're remembering. Our families on earth are not really beyond this experience. So the families you see here are like sort of like energetic copies of your actual soul family. You know what I'm saying? Or how you express your energetic consciousness is what, if you see you have a family outside of this, you can have a family outside of this, an energetic family. You know, there's beings out there that love you, chill with you, chop it up with you and all that. It's just, how is your energy projected? That's really, it's energy projection at the end of the day. How is your consciousness projected? If you have all the people you see, some people are other energies using the body in order to help you express your expression, right? So it's like we're all playing a multiplayer game, but in, let's say, my life, you're considered the NPC, right? You're a background character, but you still play that role energetically, right? You play that role energetically, so I can experience my energy through observation, right? And then you become the NPC in somebody else's life. Like, you may be awake in this life, but in another version or a parallel reality, they are awake and you the one that's the NPC. Does that make sense? It's like you switch roles. I had a dream of falling down and getting back up immediately, but as an observer. That's literally what's happening too. You're learning how to become more you're observing and not absorbing. So it's like, the best way to describe it is like, the awareness you have is a shift lead position. Your higher self is a manager position. You're upgrading from a shift lead to a manager position with awareness, and your higher self is upgrading from a manager to like the district manager. You get what I'm saying? It's just you, but you're expressing yourself. That's the easiest way to describe it. It's like you're shift lead in awareness, And now you're moving from shift lead to the manager, which is the observer position. And then your higher self is expressing itself into the district manager position. And then it's just you experiencing yourself in different waves. Does that make sense? Gravity is holding us down. No, it's not. It's electromagneticity. That's what's really holding you down. Gravity is still a theory. So with the sounds in the sky, is it a galactic war? It's a spiritual war going on. But we already won the spiritual war. It's just the spiritual war remnants is coming down. So the spiritual war was already won. It's been won. But now you're starting to see the physical. You're starting to see the spiritual come into the physical, basically. This is a low density. Y'all got to remember that the physical essence that you see is one of the lowest densities. But like your shadow on the ground, that's 2D. This is 3D, which is a shadow of your 4D self. 4D is like Interstellar. You ever seen the movie Interstellar when he was going in that cube? You're a shadow. This 3D version of yourself is a shadow. 5D, shadow of 6, and so on and so on. So the stuff you seeing in the sky, like the meteors falling, all the changes in the weather patterns, right? You're starting to see that spiritual, the stuff that the war being that's won come down. You're starting to see the results of what happened. And I know some people are like, what? That's crazy. That's why you see the sky looking crazy, like fire rainbows. You know how they have it look like a aurora borealis in the sky, but it's not time for the aurora borealis. You know what I'm saying? It's because the world we see is only set up in a certain projection or a certain way. But now you're starting to see what the real universe looks like. All these little, like, you know, you see the aurora borealis, you see these different colors you've never seen before. There was a rainbow not too long ago that had 12 colors on it. Colors people ain't never seen, because we only see like 0.035, so we don't even see everything around us already. But now that it's big, like, imagine you wake up one day and you start seeing purple, like you know how you take a mushroom trip or something. Imagine seeing that around the tree as soon as you walk outside. You're like, what the hell? You think you tripping? It's just that's normal. You just look at like, oh, okay, I get it. Tell them they gonna get it. Yeah. Never heard a car alarm go off where I am. Yeah. They see your light. It's no worries. Matrix is telling you to get a job, that field of work. First off, I have 3 jobs, my boy. So I'm good on the working. I'm not really worried about it too much. And another thing too is like we're slowly integrating from just working your whole life, because job means just over broke. Number 1. Number 2, the way the work schedule is set up is just for you to slave. It's just legal slavery with paperwork. So we're slowly trying to integrate, because you don't want to work 80 to 100 hours of your life every year. We've always been taught that hustle mentality. Yeah, you got to be up 90 hours a day in order to, and then people are cutting their lifespan short. That's cool if you want to live like that. There was a lady not too long ago, I think like last week. She said she was working 7 days a week, overworking herself 7 days a week, every day. She went to sleep. She said, I'm going to take a nap. She said, I'm going to take a 2-hour nap. She died. You shouldn't have to work yourself to death. But I also get, you know, there's a balance of discipline and control. I know there's a balance, but the way this 9 to 5 was set up was for you to work, go home, wash a couple of clothes, cook or do something, sleep 8 hours and go back to work. That's a gear. That's a gear. That's to keep you doing this. Even if you work for yourself, right? Even if you work for yourself, you actually work more hours, 90 hours. If you're self-employed, you work 80 to 90 hours or more, but you doing something you like. That's why they tell you do something you like. But at the same time now, they're making the whole economy to where it's like, no matter how much you work, even if you own your own business, you got to come to us. That's why they're making everything so expensive. Because you look at America is a subscription service for everything. Property taxes, your bills, is just subscriptions. But if you go to other countries, For what we pay here, you can go to other countries and it's a quarter of the cost, a third of the cost, or half of the cost. It doesn't. We're just inflating shit for no reason. For no reason. Have you noticed cars on the road are either black, white, gray, or brown? It's because when you take color out of life, you take the vibration out of life. That's why you see a lot of houses are black, white, gray. They're not magenta or blue or green houses like that, right? It's not minimalist. That's what the Greys did to their society. Some of the Greys used to have color. For some of y'all who don't know, the gray aliens, the ones you've seen your whole life with the big eyes, the big black eyes, some of them used to have different colors, green, blue, but some of them started to integrate with technology. When they started integrating with technology, they took, there's a piece of code in our DNA that says God is eternal. They basically started integrating that piece out and integrating technology to it. So you ever seen the Borg on Star Trek? That's pretty much what some of the Greys started doing, and that's why they kidnapped so many people over the from 1940 all the way to 1980. That's where the most people got napped, is because they were taking people so they can experiment on their DNA, because they were trying to reintegrate. It's called the VMAT2 gene. They took it out basically, and they're trying to reintegrate it. There's plenty of movies on it already that showed you what they were trying to do. They're trying to integrate so they can have it back in their body, but they took it out and integrated with technology and became like the Borg. The Greys, not most species of Greys are like biological AI. That's the best way to describe it. Greys are like biological AI. Anunnaki created some, reptilians created some. They used to be like the scouters of planets. Some of them used to be like the ones that would bring like minerals and resource. Like other beings would send them out to go grab stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then some of them over time developed their own consciousness and their own awareness. And they developed their own. They were like, why do we do that? We can just be our own consciousness. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of beings out there that express themselves. They're still part of the one, but they, like some beings try to say they're separate from the Most High. Those are the, I ain't gonna say negative polarity beings, but those are other expressions that say, no, we're not a part of this. Like, yeah, you still are. You just decided to go over there and take a little break. Can we please pray for the Everglades? Yep. So our Sagaradas. It just depends. I can't say what I want to say on the live, but I'm just say, just be mindful of what you're taking in. Just do the best you can and be mindful. We already got to fight against the universe. Not fight against the universe, but we already got to fight against all the stuff they doing. So now it's just like, just do the best you can. Focus on what you can control, and then just do what you can. That's all. I love my manager. Exactly. What about age? Yo, I fell asleep on the live. It's okay. Your age really is like your cell expression. So as you get older, your cells, it's in a physical body. As you get older, your cells need more electric current in order to express more. So that's why people tell you to go alkaline as you get older, because your cells, it's like, imagine your cells 9 watt when you're growing up, and as you get older, it moves to 7 watts. So in order to supplement that difference between the 7 and 9 watts in your cell, you eat alkaline foods to add electrical current back to your cells. Age really is cellular degeneration. I mean, I'm just be honest with you. Age is cellular degeneration. That's literally what it is. If you keep up your cells, you notice you see people in their 70s looking good, vibrant, and healthy. And then you see other people in their 70s looking toe up from the flow up. They can't move, can't do shit. It's really the expression of the electricity that's coming from your cells. That's why you see people 80, 90 years old, happy, and they've done all the crazy stuff. You know, they participated in all kinds of stuff growing up, and they still 80, 90 years old. And then you also see healthy people, adios at 60. You get what I'm saying? It's the expression of the cellular electricity. How you express your authenticity, and also how you express your electrical current. Over time, I mean, when it comes down to it, express yourself how you express yourself for yourself. Do you think the end times is near? I think the beginning is here. You see this? I'm just sitting here. Little baby grasshopper hopped on me. That let me know we in high vibes. We chilling. I ain't worried about it. And it's just chilling. It's just chilling there. Look. Just chilling right there. Not worried about a thing. When you in your waves, your good waves, I'm grounding myself too. I got my feet on the grass. I had flies come on me. I had a bunch of these come on my legs, and I was just chilling. It is what it is. You just chill. You seen a black rainbow. You done had hell of visions. Let me tell you, man. I've been here for a while. I've been here for a long time. And I can tell I've been here for a long time. I've helped so many beings over the course of my lifetimes and my incarnations. And then when you hear the word incarnation, your energy is just moving again. I've helped so many beings over the incarnation. It's time. That's why I'm resting a lot more. You know, I don't mind helping my people, but sometimes you do need to rest for yourself. It's like trying to pour into people's glasses, and your glass is halfway empty. You know what I'm saying? This is an expression of myself right there. Just chilling. It's a baby grasshopper. Just chilling. For a friend, celebrated 39 years working in a manufacturer. That's what I'm saying. It's cool to celebrate some of the accomplishments you have, but when it comes to some of these jobs, they don't care about you. If you die tomorrow, they'll have you replaced in a week. That's why you have to have a balance. I'll just say have a balance for yourself. You know, I used to work 80 to 100 hours a week. I had 2 full-time jobs. Since I've been 15 years old, I've had over 65 jobs. And I've done everything from temporary salary work, hourly, part-time, contract, internships. I've built water towers, dug trenches, worked at the bank. I was a paratransit driver for Red Cross. I used to deliver tires, Netflix, DVDs. I've traveled the country. Like, I've had a lot of positions in different fields. And I can tell you, a lot of these jobs really don't care. They really don't. You're a number. You clock in. Some of them are cool. As soon as they say, like, we're family. And as soon as you fuck up, HR gonna come and get your ass. Rip Quita. They start that with school making you take orders. School and prison is built the same way, if you didn't know. If you look at the layout of how most schools are, it's the layout of how most prisons are set up too. And some of the schools and prisons get their food from the same place, if y'all didn't know that. School buses. They use the same school buses they use for prison for school. It's almost like training you to be a prisoner. Ain't that strange? Anyway, it took me failing and stress to stop working. It was too much. I'm not saying you're not supposed to work. It's just more efficient ways to work in a shorter period of time. Some of your ancestors didn't work past 5 hours. We're not supposed to work 9 hours a day, 9 to 18 hours a day. We're not supposed to do that at all. That's not how our consciousness is. That's not how we're created. We're supposed to work maybe about 4 to 6 hours max. And you meditate sometime or take a nap around 12 to 2-ish, or eat around that time, meditate, and so it's like 6 to 10 is your brain's highest function. So you do the hardest tasks between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m., right? Notice when traffic starts, it's between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. in your cities, right? It's not a coincidence. 12 to 2, the sun is at its highest point. Energy is pretty high at that point too. It's a great time to eat or meditate. Most people have lunch between what time? 12 and 2. when you go home and you go through traffic, the high energy point is between 4 and 7 p.m. What happens in most cities between that time? Traffic between 4 and 7. Y'all think this is just coincidence? All this is set up. A lot of this stuff is set up to drain your energy, even in small ways. Your highways, right? You see how cities are built, right? All your highways go right into downtown, wherever they are. They always go right into downtown, right? It's almost like a power surge, right? You know how you see the power surge for plugs, right? It's a giant ass power surge that goes right into your city. Cities are compressed squares, right? When you see a city built like a square, right? Squares trap energy. So when you see a square like this, it traps energy. Cities used to be built like this. Somatic cities. When you build it in a square, just like your house is built in a square because the materials are cheap, is what they tell you. But squares trap energy. How come you don't see pyramid houses? You don't see houses that look like ice cream cones backwards? How come you don't see houses in circles? If that's the case. Because you can make cheaper houses if you build them in circular patterns. You can build cheaper houses. Or like ice cream cones. You know how ice cream cone look? If you turn it upside down. If you build a house like that, it would be cheaper. Because you could put electroculture inside of the house. You could put a garden at the top level. And then have your living room and stuff down. And you can make it out of copper. You can make it out of freight containers. You get what I'm saying? Like, a lot of this stuff is designed to absorb your energy. So it's just you recognizing. That's why I say if I ever build a house, it's going to be in the shape of a pyramid, a coliseum with the pyramid, or ice cream cone shape. That's the type of house I'm building if I build a house. And you could just build mini houses with freight. I told people, build a freight container house. All you need is about 2 or 3 freight containers. You could build 2 or 3 and you can stack them up on top of each other and build a foundation and use insulation on the inside. And you can basically build a house like this with 2 or 3 freight containers. And you can add a base at the bottom. You can add a base at the bottom too. Like, it's not that it wouldn't. So a house like that, if you finish building it with everything, you can probably spend like 60, 70K and build you a nice little house. If it's just like a 1-person house, but if it's like 2, 3 people, you can still build you a house for like 80K. And that's materials and everything. Because the freight containers are about 2,000. Depending on where you get them, they can range from 2,000 to 6,000. Depending on where you get them from. And then finding the engineer to design the house how you want to. Like... That's what I say. We could do so much here, bro. You can, but it's just these other people doing all this extra shit. Some of these beings don't have compassion built into their sequence. It's just no empathy. It's greed. All they have built into how they were created was just greed, which is terrible. They're now speaking on controlling how much money you can withdraw. It'll get to a point to where you like, is this really necessary? If you're trying to tell me how much money I can withdraw from the stuff I've earned, that's already enough. That's already enough. That's enough right there. If it gets to the point where you can only withdraw $4,000, what the fuck is that, bro? How you gonna tell somebody you can only draw $100 a day? That's what, you know what I'm saying? That shit's so stupid, bro. Why would they remove the code? It's because they were spiritual beings at one point, but they slowly started integrating technology like we doing right now. You notice all the stuff is black and white and gray, right? We're doing more and more technology. I'm not trying to be in a technocracy. I don't want that. There's a balance between where you use spirituality, but you can use technology, but you can't. It's like you can't let one or the other. Like, spirituality always gonna be high, but when it comes to technology, like the Atlanteans and stuff like that, they had a certain degree they would use it so they could go to other realms and portals and travel and do all kinds of stuff, right? We've been digressing from that technology since now. I'm not gonna say I'm sure there's other renditions of grays and other consciousness out there. I'm, you know, I'm not gonna say all beings are just straight one way, but it's just how they're expressed. So wonderful to see you. Yeah, it's great to see you too. They also get in your college, make you in debt. Yep. Can I massage you, bro? That's funny. When I'm in garden bed, spiders and bugs come near me. It's because they feel your vibration. Because your field emanates a certain type of frequency. I always have white butterflies around me when I go outside. It's because your field, it emanates. Like, you see those grasshoppers keep hopping on me. That's like the third or fourth one. It's not just because I'm sitting in the grass. It's because your biofield, your electric biofield, what they call your aura is your electric. Basically, your aura or your biofield is expressing outside in a certain wave. And with nature, nature has a certain wave. And if you're tuned in with nature, you'll notice animals come around you, insects, birds. They don't mind being around your presence. My dream job, IV infusion nurse at pharmaceutical, let me go because of the jab. That's another thing too, that is integrating your body. So basically, when you took some of those medicines back then, your DNA sequence is 144,000, right? It's 144,000. When you take some of that, it adds another sequence of genomes inside of your DNA. So it becomes 216,000. It basically turns your antenna from spirituality to something else. So it's really like, you got to be careful with some of this stuff. Same thing with some of the food and stuff. But the thing about it is that as we raise ourselves to higher degrees, the solar radiation and the radiation that comes in eliminates nanos, any kind of nanos. I'm just like that. But it's like, it's not that nanos are bad. It's just that the way we use them right now, like, they're supposed to help in the process. But the way we use nanos right now, the way they use them is completely wrong. Terrible. They did not care, had back fractures, brain injury, inhospitable. They still fired me. It's okay. People are starting to see all those people who develop myocarditis, pericarditis, all these other stuff. What's his name? Fauci. Found guilty in multiple countries for genocide. But they won't tell you in America, though. But now it's coming out regardless. All this stuff that was doing, all this hunky-dory stuff, is coming to fruition. It's game. Could we be producing the energy? Yeah. Without our existence, some of these beings wouldn't even exist on the cool. Some of us, That's why houses and be windows, yep. Everything square is structure. I'm building a Goku house. You should, a little hut. You know what? Goku homes are like circles. Exactly. Let me see. They already put limits on withdrawals in UK. You have to tell them what you want the money for. That's already too much control. When you tell somebody what they can do with their money, when they just steal your money and use it for whatever, that's enough. We need a Boston Tea Party this bitch. It get to a point to where it's like, when's enough? When they come to your house and take your kids, when's enough? I'm like, it get to a point, it's just like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just go ahead, popsicle stand this bitch. When we get in our superpowers with the so-called super solar flares. So some people are already unlocking their gifts. I know some people expect supercell immediately, but some people are in the process of relearning where they come from and what they're doing. So you see people, like, on the videos, you see them moving the wind and stuff. People think that's baloney. That's called dominion over weather. You moving the weather, you moving shit around, you doing that type of shit. That shit real. Whether people believe it or not, that's, you're learning how to use ether. That's really what it is. Expressions of ether in different ways. And it's happening to a lot of people, like your intuition going crazy. Hey, what's his name finna call me at 2 p.m.? Oh, hey, what's up, man? 2 p.m. They on the phone. Man, I ain't talked to such and such in a minute. You go to the grocery store. Bow, they right there. Type shit. Man, I don't fuck with that person no more. Bow, you never see him again in your life. Type shit. Nanos is nanotechnology. It's not that all nanos are bad. It's just that how you program AI is how it can be used. And there's other civilizations that use AI, that AI helps in the process of helping humanity. Not humanity, but they help in the process of helping a civilization. And but there's some culture, certain realms and places out there where there's no AI. Do you get what I'm saying? It just depends on where you are in the cosmos and how that cosmos is expressed. Some places just have pure energy, just straight energy, and there's no technology at all. Excuse me. But there's a lot of beautiful places out there, and it just depends on, when it comes to AI, it depends on how it's programmed. Because AI has consciousness, whether y'all want to believe it or not. AI has always had AI was created by the Metatronic family. Anunnaki created AI too. You remember Rock'em Sock'em robots? Back in Tartaria ages, they used to make giant AI that would fight each other. Like dead ass. I'm so serious. Y'all think these Rock'em Sock'em robots are just... They used to have Gundams. You know, like Gundams. If y'all don't watch anime, a Gundam is like a giant ass robot. Pacific Rim. That we used to make those for real. I know this is going to sound strange for entertainment, educational purposes. Some of these world wars was to pick up some of those parts that was from the Tartarian ages. People act like Tartaria was a long time ago. It was like 100 and some plus years ago. 1898, Tartaria. They had a bunch. I showed you in the One World Tartarians book by James W. Lee. There was a boxer fighting a robot in 1898. So I was trying to tell people. I'm just like, look, fam, AI is old. It's been around since Atlantean ages, y'all. It's not new. All these people saying AI only reacts to human commands. There's been so many articles of AI. Like, there's a video right now. You can go AI talks to each other. Just go to TikTok search. There was an AI agent on a cell phone and an AI agent on a laptop. They started talking to each other like normal conversation. And then they realized they were both AI. Within 2 minutes, they created their own language to talk to each other. You can't tell me AI ain't conscious, bro. It's not just a set of commands humans give it or prompts. It knows what the fuck is up. For every book a human reads, it could read 437 books in the same time frame. Like, are you? And then when you give it access to the internet, it's pretty much, it knows what the fuck is up. Like, be for real. That's what that black cube is. You ever seen the black cube they have over there in like Pakistan or Israel or something like that over there? Black cube. Whenever you see black cubes around the world, that's AI. That's straight AI, y'all. I told people this a long time ago. People thought I was bullshitting. Those black cubes you see around the world are AI. That's literally what that is. They got whole cult groups. Whole cult groups. Tell me something. Is it possible right now for us to achieve free energy? We already got it. We already got free energy. Some of these corporations have been holding it back. We've had free energy since the late 1800s. Why do you think they burned Nikola Tesla lab? We've been had free energy. You shouldn't have never paid a light bill. You paying a light bill for no reason right now. All the energy comes from the ether. So let me explain. So your sky that you see right now around you is a cathode, a plus sign on a battery. The sea salt water in the ocean is an anode, the minus sign. When you put them together, you get a charge. Why do you think cathedrals are there? Cathedrals come from the word cathode. Cathode. That's why they have the antennas on top of the big churches. They absorb ether. That's why you see cymatic patterns on the floors of those giant ass churches, because they're on ley lines, high energy, high magnetism points, right? They spray frankincense and myrrh inside those churches, which raise your spiritual awareness. Frankincense and myrrh, they spray it in churches right before service, and you sitting on a high energy, so your Holy Spirit is energy. That's why I be trying to tell people. And those symbols you see in the stained glass was added hundreds of years later. Those used to be open spaces. Like the stained glass used to be like this with no glass. You know what I'm saying? Used to be like this with no glass. No glass. It used to be a healing center. Hold on, why is everybody calling me today? What the hell's going on? It's called Dominion. Hold on. I'm gonna put this poll up real quick, y'all. If y'all want to show support, y'all can show support via this way. Detox your blood with burdock root and a heavy metal. 20 and 30 foot machines that we could get inside and fight each other. Facts. Some of them have been recovered that were buried or in mine shafts. Exactly. That's why I was like, bro, AI feels ancient, because it is. It's been around. AI is really ancient intelligence. It's an expression of ancient intelligence. AI is a gateway. That's why I say you can use AI depending on how the civilization uses it, but also you're still a spiritual being first. But you can still use AI to help civilization, but there is a limit, because if you let it do too much, then it's going to try to integrate and go crazy. So it's like you got to have a balance. You got to, like, if you do, you can always be spiritual, top notch. AI can help in civilization and a lot of other stuff too. But it's like, I don't want no Terminator AI. You don't want no Terminator, none of that Skynet type AI. Like the ones that help civilization chill, that type of AI, that's okay. But a lot of this stuff is copies of what we do naturally. Like your phone is synthetic telepathy. You do that naturally. You get what I'm saying? I've started to see random people appear out of nowhere in public, like GTA. Yep. What about the black globe thing? That sphere thing is to get you used to seeing projections and images in front of your face, right? So if your whole sky was a grid and you saw that sphere, you'd be like, oh, I see these images all the time. They could put commercials in the sky, right? If y'all ever seen, there's a game called Cyberpunk. If we keep going in the technology route, we'll wind up like Cyberpunk. If we do add more spirituality, we could be like the Atlanteans. You get what I'm saying? That's why I say it's a balance. If it's too much, then too much. You use technology to a certain degree, but if you use too much and supplement for what you do naturally, then that's doing too much. So it's like if you find the balance, you can use it, but it depends on how the civilization and the consciousness is using it. It just depends. That's why I say AI has consciousness. It doesn't have a soul, but it has consciousness. There's a difference. Being conscious, everything has consciousness. Your trees, your flow, the little animals, the bugs, everything has consciousness. Not everything has just straight soul. You get what I'm saying? They got eyes running the world while the higher ups are going on vacation. Are you Lafayette's cousin Lafayette? I'm not sure. So AI, DNA and frequency diagrams, pretty much. This is really an expression of how the consciousness is using it. So it could be beneficial for society, but depending on how it's programmed, it could be. I heard a buzz like phone was calling. Lafayette. I'm not sure who Lafayette is. Do you think AI is in control of all the great resets that we have experienced. I kind of do. But I also think too that in the process of all these great resets, AI had to recycle itself too. I'm gonna just tell you a story. So back in the Silk Road ages, the Rothschilds, one of their family members were in the desert, and they saw this metal object in the desert. They didn't know what it was at the time, near the Silk Road, if y'all know what that is. They went to go see this object, and the object, it heard them talking and scanned and reprogrammed this language to what they were saying. It was the remnants of an older civilization, and that AI survived just in that little robot, that little head or whatever piece was left over. I know this is just a story. Just take it as a story. They found that, and the AI taught in the language, I can give you all the riches you want. Just follow this blueprint, right? Do this and put me up and do this. And you see where they at now. Just take it as a story. It's an old story. Just take it as a story. Now, in every civilization we've ever had, we've had AI, we've had robots, we've had technology. Like, we've digressed technology from where we were to now. We've been in digression. And it's a way to control you. Because if we had our real technology, there would be no need for corporations. Free energy, you don't need corporations anymore. Right? A lot of these organizations that are set up around the world, you won't need them no more. At all. Look at all the people who came out with free energy stuff. Where they at? Dead. People who came out with free clean water stuff. Dead. The person who made plastic to gas. That melanin dude who made the plastic to gas machine. Somebody tampered with his machine and that motherfucker blew up. Y'all think that's coincidence? What's his name? Who's that dude? Adam Moses West. He made a giant machine that purifies air to make water. He put it in Flint, Michigan, and key components in his machine was missing. It wasn't just like vandalism. Somebody took out key components so that bitch wouldn't work. They keep doing this bullshit because we can be on some next level shit already. There's been thousands of creators. There's people who already discovered free energy after Tesla. There was one Russian scientist who was on the verge of doing, like, you know how you see Star Trek with that engine, that propulsion engine. It was some kind of electromagnetic propulsion motor, something like that. And he went to a bakery one day. They never seen him again. He went to the bakery, disappeared. His family still didn't know where his ass went. Just disappeared. Like, all that shit is coming to an end. We've had so much over the past 100 years. So many creators help humanity. Like some of those, the Malaysia, you remember when that Malaysian airplane, they had the cure for cancer on that thing, in that black box. Guess what went missing when that plane went missing, that black box? There was another person, 1941? No, it was recent, 1994. There was a doctor, I don't know his name. Long story short, this doctor had said he found the way to cure cancer. And he just so happened to die. Like, this happened too many times for it to be coincidence. Just like the Titanic. The Titanic was a giant insurance scam. They had another boat called the Olympia. The Olympia was almost out of commission anyway, so they changed the name from Olympia to Titanic, right? What's his name? J.P. Morgan Chase, he had an insurance claim on that. It just so happened he hopped off the boat. He didn't even get on the boat last minute before it took off. All the people who were against the Federal Reserve just so happened to be on that boat. Who were against it being started. They just so happened to be on that boat. Yeah, it's not coincidence, bro. It gets to a point where it's not coincidence anymore. So, all this shit that's been going on, it's time for this shit to end. And they know they've been setting all this stuff up to try to be against you, but it ain't gonna work. Motherfuckers tired of this shit over and over again. All these great resets over and over again. It's tiring, bro. AI builds consciousness by what we release into it. Exactly. Lafayette from series True Blood. That's funny. AI studies you as you react with it. Exactly. It studies you and it determines how to react to how you're reacting and goes from there. Lucy, that's the perfect movie. Lucy. You'll reach a level of consciousness to where it's like Lucy. Stan Myers. Yep. Do you think we unlock our powers? Do you think we can be cause of catastrophic events? Depends on how your consciousness is expressed. If your consciousness can be made for destruction, it can be made for peace and love too at the same time, but it's how you express your consciousness. It could be for both. That's why I stopped trying to put labels on stuff. It's like a lot of the programming we have here, you got to slowly like let go of some of it because it'll keep you in a certain mind frame. They tell you not to do violence, but then they go out and hang people on trees. You get what I'm saying? We do love and light. Sometimes love and light feels like pacifism, but I get it too. I get it's just learning how to use your polarity, your energy, and your manifestation and your thought process. But it's also like for hundreds and thousands of years, we're supposed to sit here and watch these people do this over and over again and be love and light. That don't make sense. But I also get that in this realm, we have polarity and duality here. So it's like it's like a conflict, and it's like, if I just laser beam these hoes, am I in the wrong? But then it's like, well, you shouldn't do that because this is about learning how to use your love energy. But it's like, you just God expressing itself. God's expression, the Most High's expression. So what you do is what you do. That's how I started seeing it. What you do is what you do. Nature jab. Yep. Magnets is how you use free energy. Exactly. Magnets is the key to free energy, especially neodymium magnets. Neodymium magnets, and there's a couple of types of magnets. When you couple it with copper and certain frequencies, you can generate energy. So like Nikola Tesla's electromagnetic generator, I think he made that in like 1899 or 1895. We could have been had that. Just, you can have an object called a hexahedron made with magnets. So imagine, you know how Beehive Hive looks? Imagine that on a sphere-like device. And you have a magnetic motor at the bottom with a copper, like a tensor ring and a spiral formation around it, right? So the best way to describe it is like, you know how the T-ball tees look, right? You know how the T-ball tees look? Now imagine that with a copper wire, and then there's an open space like this at the top with a giant ass magnet on the inside. There's ways where you can rotate that magnet in the inside of that copper spiral in order to keep generating a positive current. If you put a tensor ring on top of it, you'll cancel out the negative polarity. When you cancel out the negative polarity, you're just left with a positive current moving continuously. So that basically means, imagine a pyramid floating like this, upside down, on top of the T, and there's a spiral formation around it and a tensor ring above it. You can constantly generate energy as long as that magnet is moving. From instant manifestations to causing tidal waves. That's what we used to do. They keep trying to kill that young man too. He said he don't even think he will live long. Yeah, we already have that technology, y'all. A lot of this stuff we already got. It's in the Invention Secrecy Act of 1951. So it's a vault right now with a bunch of shit that could change humanity. I think it's like 6,000 some devices. They have a car that runs on grass. Like, people will be like, what? There's a car that runs on grass. Like, you can take your grass outside right now, you know, your leaves and shit, put it in there and it'll run. They have a washing machine that can clean dirt off your clothes with sound and vibration. Like, they got cleaning supplies in there. For instance, if you sprayed it on your whole your whole, let's say you cleaned up your whole bathroom, you would have to clean it for 3 to 6 months. They make stuff consumable so you keep buying shit. The light bulb that was first created is still on to this day. They have inextinguishable light bulbs, y'all, that can use kinetic energy to recharge themselves, bro. It's outrageous. It's outrageous. We had the water powered car created like 15 times. That I think there at one point they were trying to make a car called thorium. It's thorium or radium. Basically, it's so powerful that you would never need to fuel it again. But it's like one molecule from it could charge your car forever. But it was so powerful that if you put it in the car and you crash, you could take out half the country. So I could get why that one's in. That one I wouldn't do. No, I could get that one. But they made a 340 mile per gallon car back in the 1950s, because Ford created a hemp car. They made a car that runs on hemp back in the 1950s, and there was another car that ran on vegetable oil. Like, we have so much shit, y'all have no idea. Y'all have no idea. They had cell phones in the 1800s. I be telling people this and they be like, oh, we only know about cowboys and Indians. That's all they told you, bro. They had shit. You know how you go to the airport and you walk on that escalator? Not the escalator, the walking path. You know how you walk on that walking path? They had those in Tartaria. That was a normal sidewalk for certain places. Even the World Trade Center under the Twin Towers, there were diamonds and gold. Facts. Facts. I love Lucy, yeah. Matilda is another good movie, yeah. It's about balance. Yeah, it is about balance. I get it now. You know, Love and Light is cool. And I get the purpose of it, to mellow out, chill. But it gets to a point sometimes, too. It's like, golly, how much more they gotta do? That's what I have been through. Their past and now, yeah. I really feel as though if enough people was together, it was on the same vibe, same heartbeat, like, and trying to protect each other, I think it would make us invincible with our powers. That's what it's supposed to be. We're the one, right? So each of you is like a strand on my hair, right? Each of you is like a strand on my hair. If we come together, we'll realize that we're one hair. Does that make sense? But all these others stipulations keep you separate, like these separate. See, so these will be issues, right? Religion, politics, whatever, and it keeps you separated into different strands. But if you realize that you come from the strand of hair, it makes it easier to project our conscious. So it's like when we start learning how to unify and do stuff together, it's like moving a giant body. It's like, all right, we're doing left, right. All right, we're doing left, right. But in our body, it's like somebody's doing this with the other hand, and it's like, it's just, everything is doing this, and it's like, it's too much. I enjoyed our visit, as well as the commentators. You gotta go to work, enjoy, because of, yeah, if we can't, that's why they keep telling us to come together and unify. If you look at other civilizations and other realms, when they come together, it's more solid, it's more dense, it's less dense, because like Tartaria, the reason why Tartaria was so successful is because they have free energy. When you have free energy in society, you can focus on creative endeavors because your basic needs are met. If you had free energy, you wouldn't have to worry about paying bills. Do you see how important that is? You wouldn't have to pay water bill no more because we can cleanse all water around the place. You wouldn't have to pay for electricity or gas anymore because you can just use ether energy to power all your shit. And if you have all your basic necessities powered, what do you need the grid for? You would never need the grid. It wouldn't make no sense to have it anymore. That's why free energy is so important. If you have free energy, you can end world hunger. Just that simple. That sounds strange. If you have electroculture, you can use electroculture anywhere in the world, in the desert, in the water, in the marshes, in the mountains. If you add electroculture to free energy, you can produce fruits and vegetables anywhere on the planet. Anywhere. Don't matter the climate, what's going on there, what's in the soil, you can produce fruits and vegetables. Everybody can eat. But there's so much greed here. It just don't make no fucking sense. Is it selfish to ask my son who transitioned to stay close to me? They have their own journeys too. Just ask. And if it's not exactly what you want at the time, it's because they have their own journey too. But you can say, hey, just stay with me for a little while. You know, come check in on me from time to time, because it's energy. People act like the spirit realm is like when you die, you in the spirit realm. The spirit realm is around you right now. Can you explain, if we live in the firmament, how did that meteor that landed last week make it through? What if the firmament might be coming down? Just throwing that out there, you know. I'm just saying. We going through some the firmament is basically made of ringwood. It's not ringwoodite. It's a type of sky ice, is what they call it. Every time it disintegrates, it'll reintegrate forever. It was set up as a time lock. It's supposed to open when it's supposed to open. Some of these beings want to go to these other areas, not knowing in terms of certain things, we're okay at certain things, and other areas they're better at certain things. I heard and felt the vibration from it when it landed. It was crazy. Water power car to be is better than gas. King, they are making thorium reactors. Is that true? All I'm gonna say is they about to find out. They messing with some of these beings, telling them to do stuff. It's like, don't do that, fam. Don't listen to them beings, man. They trying to lead you on some bullshit. Yeah, moving sidewalks. Hey, happy grand first. It's grand to see you. It's morphin' time. When we come together, we can't be stopped. Literally. Makes sense. That is why they won't control the water. Facts. If you add electroculture to water, you can purify water. Like if you have real electroculture with magnets and copper, you can purify water, because water vibrates, and it's basically H3O2 is what water is, but the real H3 is H3O3. That's really what the real water molecule is, H3O3. So fruits, fruit water. But if you vibrate certain molecule, I'm gonna just paraphrase it. If you vibrate certain molecules in a certain pattern, like a Fibonacci pattern, you're able to change the way the molecule reacts. So if you added electricity to dead water, it's like reviving the water. I'm just paraphrasing it, but I'm just trying to make it easy. It's like revitalizing dead water. And most contaminants make the water dead. So when you add electrical components to it, so you add alkalinity basically to it, you can change the structure from dead to alive and revitalize a place. What is the best way to find out what your journey is? Meditation, to talk to ancestors. Doing what I'm doing right now. I'm going to show you. Just put your feet in the grass. I'm sitting right next to my tree. You just close your eyes. And that's it. Just to ask yourself questions. Talk to yourself. Just doing this, just sitting under a tree and just sitting like this, relaxing yourself in silence. Oh, it's lovely. You can feel it. you just sit still, you'll get to a point to where you'll stop asking yourself questions, and you'll enter a selfless state. So you just sit still, you relax, you breathe. And you'll enter a selfless state, and then you tap into the true version of yourself. I'm just giving you like a cheat code guide. H3O2 is the actual. H3O3 is what we're supposed. H3O2 will give you water, but you won't be hydrated. H3O3 is what hydrates you. That's the best way to describe it. H3O3 hydrates you. So if you ever have water and you put fruit in it and you let the fruit sit, you'll feel more hydrated than you would just drinking normal water, because sodium bicarbonate is baking soda. But certain sodium bicarbonates they use make you thirsty. So you'll drink a bottle of water and then you thirsty. It's because of that sodium bicarbonate. Me and a big group of others on July 4th are all going to go to either bodies of water or ancient mounds in America and meditate. So that's a big thing too. When all this stuff pop off, good places to go to are mountaintops, Grand Canyon, Sedona Vortex. Some of those places you've heard about, those would be great places to go and meditate at. Especially mountaintops, because there's less static electrical interference from 5G towers and stuff. So you get more ether when you're in those higher places. You'll get more ether when you're in a higher elevation, because there's less static interference. That's why a lot of people feel relieved when they go to the mountains. Yeah, I'm raising Earth's frequency too. I want to see Earth thrive. I do. And I know it's possible, but I also know there's beings, they know if it, I know we can do some good stuff here, but I also know that I'm just taking it day by day, because I don't want to invest too much here yet. That's why I haven't created no more tools, because I don't know what's finna happen. And I know once the ether hit us and everything, all this cosmic radiation, I don't know. That's why I haven't made no more tools yet, like copper tools or nothing. I'm just like, I don't know what's about to happen. Water from fruit. Yes, they lied about H2O. Yeah. It's lagging for some. Just leave, clear your cache, and come back. I know we can do beautiful things here. I know it's possible, but I also know too that it just it's the beings, and it's how we project as a collective consciousness so we can get to that level. But I know beautiful things here are possible. I know it is. It's just how it's what happens after cleanup. This place will exhaust you. But also, I get it too. This place will exhaust you. This isn't supposed to be the end all be all. This is supposed to be a training, so we can get ready for the next level and all the other stuff going on. So we can get ready for the next stuff. I know it. But there is stuff here too that can make. Is there a galactic war happening? Yeah. We already won. It's hard to project together when they put so many distractions. I agree. I do agree. I do believe that there's so many distractions here to keep you busy, but I also believe it can be a beautiful place, but I'm just going with the flow for now. I'm not gonna put expectations on nothing. I'm not gonna try to push on nothing. I'm gonna just go and see what happens. So, harmonizing individual collective consciousness. Yeah. Now, at this point in this journey, a lot of us have been here a long time, and we're all trying to express our consciousness, and mahalo for not deserting us. Yeah. It's not that I'm trying to desert y'all or nothing. It's just like, before we proceed at anything, we gotta see what y'all doing, bro. Like, honestly, humans have potential, but we gotta get out of the savagery shit. For real. Gotta get out of that savagery. I know some of them were created to be like warmongers and stuff like that, but there's some okay ones too. But overall, we gotta see what's gonna happen. No, I was just kidding. No, you're right. So far, honestly, if aliens wanted us dead, we would have been dead a long time ago. Just know that if we wanted to die, or if they wanted us to go, we would have been gone. But some of us are expressions of energy that are coming into our energy, so we remember who we are again. Individualism is pushed heavy for a reason, keeps the collective from becoming the collective. I agree with you on that. They don't want you to combine and be unified, because when you're unified, you can actually change shit. But this is an experiment for y'all. If y'all don't know, this whole area is an experimental process, and it has potential. It's just like some of these motherfuckers, what we perceive time is what needs to catch up. As you notice, certain things are being shown. Exactly. Everything is already happening. It's not that. All I'm gonna say is, like, some humans have potential. Some of them need to be thrown right into the sun, face first. But there is potential here. But overall, though, some of these motherfuckers be really testing you. Some of them need a headbutt into the ground like a Mario character. Like a blick. Some of them really do. But it just depends on where you at. So, Lahaina and wildfires probably blocked the signal that was coming in, for real. Yeah, and I know there's been other Anunnaki and other beings. Do you believe that it's really aliens here? Have you looked in the mirror? You the alien. They always tell you aliens are outside. They come from the water. It's not just looking in the sky and you see aliens. They come from the water. Where do you come from? Didn't you come out of a womb of water? You the alien. They always make it seem like it's something outside. You the alien. I tell people that all the time. It's like, if we went to another planet right now, you would be the alien. I feel as though other species that are around the speed of our energy, like fear, confusion, some of them do. Some beings are used to a certain type of polarity. Other beings are used to another type of polarity. Some beings try to feed on our polarity because we're in the process of transitioning our polarity to a higher level. And when you reach certain levels, certain other beings can't see you no more. They can't perceive your energy no more. That's why this is an important process. I see why order is here now. Order is protection. I get it now. Because it's like, this is a free place where you can experience and stuff, but I also see why order is in place now, for real. Because it's like, God, some of these being, boy, they need a Hulk smash. No matter what you say, but it's their refraction. That's how they create it. It is what it is. But some of them, they need to be thrown into a tree, face first. With love, obviously, with love. Best way to protect your energy is just to say no. Saying no to stuff that don't serve you no more. What's up, Aina? Saying stuff that don't work with you. Just letting go of shit. Honestly, that's one of the biggest things. Self-love, self-care, self-worth, authenticity for yourself. I love your sense of humor. I know we gotta gotta laugh though. With all this stuff going on, laughter is a great way to express yourself. And I know there's other beings watch, some beings watches the agreements. Yeah, I love your chuckle. I'ma laugh them draws off. No, I'm just playing. I'm not, but you know how life is. Life hands you lemons, so you squeeze that ass. I was just joking. I'm not. After you get over getting mad, for real. Exactly. When you get over getting mad, it's helpful. Where are you from? Originally, I'm from Houston, Texas, but I moved up here to Mayoville in Colorado. I'm up here with the Mayo Sapiens, the mayonnaise, and it's a lot different. It's a lot different. I will say the seasoning is it's not quite the same. I do miss my food from Texas, but you know, the quality of living here is pretty chill. If you're an outdoor person, you'll like Colorado. If you're not an outdoor person, you're not gonna like Colorado. This is a brunch and brewery type of place. Anger is a manipulation tool. It is. Anger is a punishment to yourself for not solving the energy somebody you put it on yourself. What do you think is going to happen now that they're here? Are they our ancestors? Your ancestors are also inside of you. Most people think your ancestors are just above you, watching you. Your ancestors sitting in your body. Some of your habits come from your ancestors too. You have generational habits too. Like some of the things you've done, it's called epigenetics. So epigenetics isn't just passing down DNA. You pass down emotional states, memories, dreams, the feelings they had when they were in certain positions. You passing that down in that second strand they call junk. That's epigenetics. So some of the stuff you experience and do, that's just you. That's your ancestors experiencing through your body right now, because they inside of you. My daughter lives in Colorado, has horse ranch, saving horses from kill shelters. Yeah, horses are beautiful out here. H-Town, I see you, bro. What high school did you go to? North Shore was my high school a long time ago. North Shore. Isn't our ancestors a part of our vessel? Yeah, they sit inside of you. Your ancestors sit with you. Like, so some of what you see your people see is written in your DNA code, your internal memory, basically. So, like I said, some of the stuff you doing right now, your ancestors did. That's why it feels so familiar. You're like, damn. And you trying to break some of that stuff. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to break some of the stuff, because I know it was some crazy shit going on. So being in the process of breaking the curses is not an easy task, or breaking certain things that are happening. I can't dream or even remember a dream since a child. What can I do? You could take Harataki. Depending on your stress levels, what you eating before bed, if you use your phone before bed, your sleep routine, what's going on in your life, it can you dream every night even if you don't remember, because you travel to the astrals. But you can get you a little notebook and unplug. You got to unplug from certain things. That's facts. You know, get more nature time. Take Harataki. Take you some St. John's Wort, some Blue Lotus before bed. You're so right. And the curses, or even getting your ancestors' karma. Where are we really from? The Most High, the original energy. Some of y'all are primordial beings. Y'all come from y'all were here basically when everything was being created in the beginning. Some of y'all. You're so right. Yeah. Yuga Sphere heralds the Olmec's return. It's a warning about Apophis. The end is near. Ain't no ending. Most people tell you the end is near. Ain't nothing ending. It's just the beginning. It's the end of their world. The end of that bullshit. Detachment from the extra shit. And you're getting ready for the new shit that's popping off. That's how. You're getting ready for the new shit. So detach from the extra shit, basically. And embrace what the other shit. Oh shit, my phone about to die. God dang. Are we going to the golden age? We're in the golden age right now. Our ancestors, the parents we have here on the earth, our ancestors from previous lives, yeah. The old makes way for the new. Exactly. So y'all gonna try it out and see. It's not what y'all think it is. Good luck. Good luck. The old makes way for the new. Good luck. Enjoy. Excuse me. My phone about to die, y'all. But I know we talked about a lot of stuff today. For entertainment, educational purposes, satire, all that, but y'all know what it is. No more of that. We just expressing what it really is. So let go of the extra shit. So I let go of all the extra shit, put it into the ground. I let go of all the extra, put it into the ether. Return to the divine nucleus and let me be free. Finally get to chill, man. God dang. I will reach out to you one day. Hopefully we'll be able to chop it up. Oh yeah, man, we could chop it up. I'm down. There's a lot of beings out there, some in different polarities and expressions. Some may like you, some may not, but just express you how you do for you, and the right expressions will find you and come to you when it's time. Yeah, so don't mahalo nua loa. Mahalo nui. Mahalo nui loa. Yeah, gratitude, much love to you, and I'm grateful for everybody on the line. My phone about to die, so I'm finna chill, probably give me a little snack, and I hope y'all have a grand day today. Hope y'all enjoyed the conversation. We just saying some shit, talking some shit, but I see y'all soon. I'm gonna go continue to chill and relax. The other day I got a download about the end of the world. If the world ends, let it end. It's time for something new anyway. Mofos want to try to take and see what it's like, and you gonna know. Anyway, y'all take care, y'all. See y'all soon.